I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, that is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And they only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know. That was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the woman you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, the definition of game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Topsoil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, we are here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the motherfucking dating game. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my lady April MC in the motherfucking building. Shout out to Rex Corp June Sports. Shout out to Studio Horror Music, Dukalex, Ras Monroe. Shout out to Dan Frank, Corey 2S. Shout out to Chocolate Daddy. Pause. Shout out to who else we got up in here? No Data is in the building. Shout out to Sean Namati. What's going on? Shout out to Kobe Lean in the motherfucking building. Blastomatic. What's good? Ahmad, what's popping with you, man? Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Today, guys, the game is going to be so heavy. Make sure, though, that you guys go to masculineidentity.com so that you can get this soap. You feel what I'm saying? Masculine Identity Soap. Make sure you guys get this right here. You feel what I'm saying? Go to masculineidentity.com. You understand what I'm saying?
Just do it.
Because you got like, 1 day left. 1 day left, people. 1 day left for the sale. We got the, the Valentine's Day sale. So the sale is going to be done by tomorrow. So make sure you guys do that. Also, make sure you guys go to shoplocario.com. You understand what I'm saying?
Just do it.
Make sure you guys go to shoplocario.com to get all of my products, my books, my audio programs and video programs that could help you step up your game. Also, make sure you guys go to masculineidentitymembership.com to join the Masculine Identity Membership.
Just do it.
Make sure you guys do that. And last but not least, to make sure that you guys always go to badboymembership.com. Make sure you do that.
Just do it.
That's where you get 45 to 90-minute audio and video dating advice, tutorials every month. So make sure you guys go do that and get that shit cracking now. You feel what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody in the building. So we about to get into this, man. We about to get into this. So, and guys, if you want to call up, the calling number is 646-481-3901, 646-481-3901 is the number. If you guys want to call up, if you have a question, put a Q in the chat and we will get to your questions. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about understanding high, medium, and low interest women, right? And I'm going to be responding to a video, by Austin Dunham. Shout out to him. But, the reason why I was responding to this video, I'm going to pull up the video now and let's get into this. Let me share the screen real quick. And let's do, let me see. Let me get the right screen that I want to get. Hold on. There we go. Let's do that. Now, I want you guys to first notice the actual title of his video. So the title of his video is the same title I have right here. Understanding high, medium, and low interest women. Now, I'm not saying, right, that he's watching my stuff, because I don't know. I don't know if he has, I don't have any proof that Austin Dunham is watching my stuff, knows who I am, or anything like that. I have no proof. I don't know. But I'm saying, if he is, you understand? I just need my credit. Just say, hey, listen, guys, Mr. Locario talks about high, medium, and low interest women, and this is my take on it. Just do that for a brother. Just listen. I don't know. Maybe this is just a huge coincidence that Austin Dunham has a video that is titled "Understanding High, Medium, and Low Interest Women." Maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe, great minds think alike, right? Guys are coming up with the specific phrases that are exactly the way that I was saying it. Maybe it's just, a coincidence. That's all I'm saying, right? Because even, for example, what I find funny is I keep hearing people now talk about boyfriend energy. And you know who was the first one to come up with the term boyfriend energy? This guy, me. And then I keep seeing people on their videos talking about boyfriend energy. And I'm like, can you shout a brother out? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Just shout a brother out. You feel what I mean? That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, even, for example, I've seen dudes who literally put on their videos, they'll put on the video masculine identity on a bunch of their video titles. And I'm like, I wonder where they got that from. This is a guy named Miles Cunningham that has a website called masculineidentity.com. I wonder where they got, I'm just saying, maybe it's a coincidence. That's all. Listen, I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if you guys are watching our stuff, just give us credit. Give us a shout out when you're doing what you do. You understand what I'm saying? Just give us a shout out. Say, hey, listen, guys, Mr. Locario talks about high, medium, and low interest women, and this is my take on it. Boom. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. That's all it takes. 5 seconds. It's not that hard. But let's get into this video. So we're going to get into this video, and he's going to be talking about high interest women, medium interest women, low interest women, and I'm going to give my critique, on these things. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. Some of this stuff is trademarked, so I got to be careful. Got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to give my critique. I'm going to talk about, when what he's saying. I'm going to, talk about, hey, is he giving the accurate information or not? We're going to get into this. And shout out to him. Again, I have no problem with Austin Dunham. I think he's a good content creator. He makes good videos and stuff like that. So this is just me critiquing on this, specifically because he's using the terminology that I use. You feel what I'm saying? So let's get into this. Here we go.
Red pill space, you'll always hear this one thing: only deal with high interest women. But here's the truth: most guys actually rarely meet and deal with high interest women. Most guys actually deal with sort of medium interest women. And through my dating experience, I've defined and classified these different signals and signs between high, medium, and low interest women. And now I want to share it with you guys so that you can start to identify what type of woman you are dealing with.
Okay, so let's stop there real quick. So he's saying that, you're gonna, a lot of guys meet a lot of, medium interest women, right? Which is true. So what happens is, well, I'll say this: you're gonna meet less high interest women than anything else. So what I mean is, if there's 100 women in a room, right, and you talk to all 100 of those women, right, you might meet, let's say, 10 to maybe 15 women, right, who have high interest in you, and 85% of them are either going to have medium interest, low interest, or no interest, right? So in any situation that you're in, the smaller amount of women are going to be the ones who have high interest in you. But understand that does not mean that there's a small amount of women who are going to have high interest in you. What I'm saying is out of the large majority of women, it's always going to be a smaller amount of women who have high interest in you. So if you're in a room and you're talking to 100 women and 15 have high interest, that's still 15 women. That's a lot of fucking women who have high interest in you, right? And the reason why it's always a smaller number of women who are going to have high interest in you is because based on who you are, right? That always dictates who you are not, right? And so what happens is that who you are not, there's going to be a lot of women who are going to be into other guys and characteristics that you don't possess, right? So let's say, for example, if we're going surface level, if you're in a room with 100 women, right? And let's say you're an Asian guy, right? There's going to be a women who are not really into Asian guys, they're into black guys, they're into white guys, they're into Hispanic guys, right? So you already have 3 types of guys you're not. You see what I'm saying? So then what happens is that you're going to have that small percentage of women who are going to be into those Asian guys. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Shout out to my dude YND in the motherfucking building. Shout out to you, fam. But let's continue. We gonna continue into this. Let's go.
Stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off first, what is a high interest woman? In my opinion, a high interest woman is somebody that perceives you as an 8+. This is true, genuine desire. So usually this has to do with really high initial physical attraction. They make it easy for you. You don't have to do a lot of strategies, and almost the conversation and meeting up with them feels effortless. All right, so in terms of signs, I got a lot of signs for each one. We're gonna be going through dating app signs, in real life signs, and other signs a part of that so that you guys can fully understand within every single context that you're meeting a certain girl. First sign is that if she messaged you first on a dating app. This is one of the first signs that I personally.
All right, so I'm gonna hit him with the button real quick. I'm gonna hit him with the button really quick. So he said something that was true, but he also said something that was false. So he said that high interest women are women who basically, they make it easy for you. They're really feeling you and all this other stuff, which is true, right? The part where he said an example of that or a sign is that if a woman hits you up first on an online dating site, right? And what you have to understand is that a woman hitting you up first on an online dating site isn't necessarily a sign that she has high interest in you, right? The only way that it would be a sign that she has high interest in you is if you told her, like if your profile said for her to do something, gave her an instruction, and she did it as far as messaging you. So let's say, for example, if your profile says, hey, message me the word, Apple or some shit, so I know you read my profile, right? So if she messages you and says Apple, that's a sign that she has high interest, right? Doesn't necessarily mean that she actually, the interest is going to be consistent, but at this point, but it's a sign. Why is it a sign? It's a sign that she has high interest because she's following your directions, right? So understand that high interest, right, is not about a woman giving you a choosing signal or approaching you or just trying to talk to you because she thinks you're cute, right? High interest is only determined based on her taking action based on what you told her to do. So in other words, you giving a woman an instruction and her following it is a sign that she could have high interest, right? But a woman doing something on her own is not a sign of high interest necessarily because she's not following your lead. Now, let me show you guys this real quick before we move any further, because I want you guys to just have a simple, thing that you guys can look at to sort of understand where we're going to be going with this, right? So this is a simple thing that I wrote down so you guys can understand. So I'm going to break this down. So high interest means consistent cooperation, right? And I'm going to go over these after I name them all real quick. So high interest means consistent cooperation. Medium interest means consistent resistance. Low interest means consistent non-sexual attention. And no interest means nothing. She wants nothing to do with you. So let's go over this real quick. So high interest, consistent cooperation. So that means that the woman is highly sexually attracted to you and she's going to be cooperating with you on a consistent basis. So that means if a woman decides to meet you for drinks and you say, hey, let's meet up Friday for drinks. She says, yes, cool, sounds good. She meets you there for drinks. And then you say to her, hey, listen, let's go sit on this couch instead of sitting, at the bar. And she says to you, well, actually, I'd rather sit at the bar, right? She says that to you. That's not high interest. Now, it was a sign she had high interest by her agreeing to go on a date and follow you to the bar and come through, but it's not consistent cooperation, so therefore it's not high interest. Now, medium interest is consistent resistance, right? So that means that what happens is you're interacting with a woman and she's showing you resistance, and there's going to be future resistance in that situation. So in the same situation, let's say tell a girl to meet you at the bar. She meets you at the bar and you say, hey, let's go sit over here on the couch. And she says, well, you know what? Actually, I don't want to sit on the couch. And you're like, all right, cool, we'll just sit here. And then you're sitting there talking to her. And then what's going to happen is while you're flirting with her, while you're trying to get all, touchy-feely or whatever it is, she's going to be more resistant. She's going to say, oh, I'm not that type of girl, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to start to see consistent resistance. That's medium interest, right? Now, low interest is consistent non-sexual attention. Non-sexual attention. What does that mean? That means that a woman who has no interest in actually having sex with you ever. You understand? So this is the type of woman that will put you in the friend zone and all that other shit, right? And no interest means that a woman has no interest in dealing with you. You might as well be invisible. You don't exist to her. She will never give you any attention, non-sexually or sexually. She don't want to talk to you. She wants nothing to do with you. You understand what I'm saying? So understanding that, right? We're going to continue and we're going to see what he's talking about in these situations. But let's continue. Let's go.
Personally discovered with my whole dating app strategy, you guys know that I allow women to choose me. And for that reason, I've discovered that usually when a woman messages you first on a dating app, more than likely she finds you physically attractive in terms of a 8+, perceived 8+. And for that reason, they tend to be high interest. Like I said, I did this experiment a long time ago where I kind of calculated who I was meeting up with and like who was flaking, who was not. And I came across one trend specifically on dating apps, and it's still true to this day, is the fact that if the girl messaged me first on a dating app, that signified their high interest. And for that reason, I was way more likely to meet up with them than if I had to send out a message first. Even if they agreed to a date, they will, 50-50, they'll end up flaking. The interest wasn't fully there. So if they message you first on a dating app, not always, but for the most part, they're usually high interest.
All right, so now let's stop there. So again, he's saying is if they message you first, it usually means they have high interest. So he's saying that the girls that messaged him first, it seemed like they were, cooperating and making shit happen. Now, a woman could message you first and she could have high interest. But a woman messaging you first doesn't necessarily mean it's a sign she has high interest. Why? Because she has to be responding to something you're saying. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that when you guys are in these situations, if a woman messages you first on a dating app, right? You can say to her, hey, you respond to her and say, hey, what's up? Let's go get a drink this weekend. And then she might say, well, you're a little too fast. We should get to know each other. So now, is that high interest? Absolutely not. Because what happens is that she is being resistant to actually making something happen, even though she messaged you first. So you can never tell if a woman has high interest until you give that woman instruction. And then if she follows your instruction, that is a sign she has high interest. Doesn't necessarily mean she has high interest, because high interest means what? Consistent cooperation. You understand what I'm saying? That means that there has to be consistency in her cooperation. YND said, I saw him in a video say that women message him first and then they don't follow through or hit him back. And he hates when they do that. He's not paying attention clearly. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You see what I mean? And that's what I mean. So a woman could message you first, but don't follow through. And if she's not following through, she doesn't have high interest. Because remember, like I said, high interest means consistent cooperation, right? So when I tell you guys, hey, listen, when you guys are hooking up with these girls, let's say you've been seeing a girl for 2 months and you've been hooking up with her, you've been hooking up with her like every week since you met her. That's about 8 times, right? That means every time you hit her up to hook up, she came through, got the dick, left, and there was no problems. That's high interest. That's consistent cooperation. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue. Let's keep it going.
Next one is in real life, and this is called the vicinity approach. It's basically where a girl purposely puts herself in your environment, in your area, making it known that she wants you to talk to her. And this is a very, very common thing that girls will do that are really, really high interest. This actually happened to me a few days ago when I went out to a club. I was chilling with friends at this club. We were kind of like near this table. I was kind of talking, and my friend next to me told me like, yo, that girl over there keeps looking at you. But she was kind of far away at first. You know, I kind of glanced over at her, but I didn't really find her that attractive. And she slowly started just making her way closer and closer towards me. And this girl was like dancing at the same time, to where she literally right beside me, back turned and nearly dancing on me while I'm turned this way. So like her back is this way and she's damn near up on me, like dancing. I'm like, damn, like this is a clear vicinity approach. So if this has ever happened to you, chances are she's really high interest.
Okay, so now again, he said that, you know, if you're at a spot, the chick is, you know, giving you the choosing signal, she's trying to get into close proximity with you, that's high interest. I gotta hit him with the button again. Hey, shout out to Kate Zagan. He already know what it is. He said women can also doing that because they're trying to get a drink out of you. And exactly, that's exactly what I was about to say. So what you guys have to understand is that just because a woman is giving you choosing signals, checking you out, looking at you and all this other stuff, doesn't mean she has high interest. Why? Because everything she's doing is on her own accord. It's on her own thoughts. Because a woman could see you and think you look attractive, and she's trying to finesse you. You see what I'm saying? So that type of shit could happen. But let's take a call real quick. Let's go to 513. What's popping? Who this?
It's YND. What's good?
YND in the building. What's going on, fam? What's popping with you, man?
I just want to share this for all the guys in here. So first, no disrespect to Austin. Austin be grinding. He doing his thing. Mm-hmm. But I got to say this because he say a lot of stuff that's contradictory. Mm-hmm. So first, like I said, I literally watched a video of him saying how women hit him up first. Mm-hmm. And when he tried to set something up, they don't be responding. And he said, oh, man, I hate when they do that. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why they do that. It's like he's not really paying attention to his result. And that's and I mean this no shade. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't really care what he really do. But I'm really saying this for the guys that's following him. I don't think he really getting it like that, man. I think he in the same boat as a lot of guys. He might get a lot of matches. He probably do get a lot of matches. But being physically attractive, that ain't going to just convert to sex. You know what I'm saying? As we know.
Right.
And then the other thing is...
That's a fact. And you know what it is, too, is because... So what happens is, and this is what happens with a lot of guys who women find physically appealing. So a lot of guys, because, you know, he works out, he, you know, focuses a lot on his look. So because he's focusing on the look, what happens is that he gets a lot of women who will check him out or gravitate to him because of the way he looks. But what happens is that because that's a surface level thing, right? The woman is looking for more than that at the end of the day. Okay, what's the vibe? You know, how is this interaction going? Like, do I feel the situation? So what happens is that in those situations, and a lot of guys don't understand this, and this is why, you know, you could get a girl match with you, send you a message first, and then still kind of, you know, ignore you or not, you know, not talk to you after the, you know, second or third message, is because for whatever reason, it's certain things you're saying or doing that's giving her an indication that you might not be that guy to her. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because for me, in my whole life, women always would give me compliments and stuff since I was young. Right. And honestly, it used to be confusing. So I'm happy I kind of started on that side, because I'd be like, yo, like girls will actually tell me, they'll say you're gorgeous. They'll be like, oh my God. Right. They'll say stuff like that. And it don't turn into nothing. Exactly. I'll be like, what the fuck? Like I used to be confused. And I even had some cases where just like he said, you know, I was in the club with my homies, had a girl come up to me, and in my mind, I knew it didn't mean shit, because when I told her what I was trying to do, she didn't even want to do it. And I ain't scared to admit that. I had a girl in the gym do the same thing, looking at me, ask me to come in my vicinity, asked me if I could spot her. And in the end of it, she was flirting with me and all of this stuff. And then when I told her what I was trying to do, she wasn't even trying to do it. And then I've had other girls who ain't even, at least as far as I saw, didn't even look my way. And when I approached them and told them what I was trying to do, they was down to do it. So I learned that shit don't be meaning nothing, man. It don't.
That's what a lot of guys don't understand, because
Guys don't realize that women, they want men for so many different reasons. You understand? And then sometimes, even if a woman is physically attracted to you, doesn't mean she's sexually attracted to you. You see what I'm saying? Because at first, a woman might be like, damn, he fine and all this other stuff. And then you start talking to her, you start interacting with her for whatever reason, she ain't feeling it. Just like I always use the you know, like going house hunting, for example. You might see a house on the outside looks amazing. You're like, yo, this shit look fire. And then you walk inside the house and then you're like, oh, I don't like the way this look. The toilet is all fucked up. And whatever it is that sort of turns you off from the situation, makes you second guess the thing. It's the same thing when women are dealing with men. A woman can see you and think you're handsome and even be sexually attracted to you based on how you look. But then once she starts interacting with you, then whatever she thought it was going to be, that ain't it. You feel what I'm saying? Or in her mind, she might think, for example, she looked at you like, damn, he gonna be my next boyfriend. He's gonna be my next husband, but you just trying to smash. So she like, damn, this nigga just trying to smash. So I ain't really trying to fuck with him like that. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the type of shit that happens and that's why I say you never know if a woman is really interested until you let her know what you want, and then she reciprocates by going along with what you're saying. That's the only way you're gonna know. And but you know, guys, they just want chicks to check them out and look at them, and they think that's the end all be all. You know what I'm saying?
And that's because they looking for, like you always say, the surface level. It's superficial, man. Right. It's superficial. I remember my mom told me, this was years ago, she went on a date with this dude. And mind you, me and my mom, we're real close. So she's telling me how fine she think the nigga is. Right. Man, she come home, she all disappointed. And all she kept saying was, it was nothing there. That's all she kept saying. He was a dud. That's what she's called him. She said he was a dud. It was nothing there. And that's when I learned right there, she was so eager to see him, thought he was the most attractive. But I guess however he acted, how he talked, whatever he did, she was like, yeah, this whack. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that was it.
That's what I'm saying. And dudes don't be understanding this shit. And so they, again, a lot of guys, this is why a lot of these dudes be trying to look smacks and they worry all. And again, you should look your best. And, you know, that's good because that's good bait. That's good. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Because if a chick finds you physically appealing, that gets her attention. But the thing is that dudes need to know what to do after the fact. They need to know how to understand the signs of if a woman is feeling you or she's not. If the woman is sexually attracted or she just think you good looking. You feel what I'm saying? It's two different things. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It don't necessarily bypass it. It's no, you know, it don't get you there, basically.
Right. Exactly. That's real shit.
Well, all right, man, I'm about to head back down to the crowd, man.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna holler at you, man. Appreciate the call, fam. All right. Yes, sir. So, guys, we're going to call up 646-481-3901. 646-481-3901 is the number. All right, so let's continue with this real quick. Let's go.
Next one is that if she gets friends to approach you, this is one of those things where girls can't really be direct, so they're more passive and they don't have a lot of confidence. So what they'll do is they'll get their friend, they'll come up to me and they'll be like, hey, my friend thinks you're cute, or hey, are you single? Because my friend thinks you're cute. She's over there, and her friend will literally be like 2 feet away, like acting all shy, standing with her back turned. I'm like, tell her to come here, or I'll walk up to her if she's attractive, you know? So if they get their friends to approach you, definitely a sign of high interest, because girls, in order for that to happen, they have to tell their friend like, hey, that guy is so cute. Like, I'm scared to talk to him. What should I do? And then that's usually when the girl's like, oh, I'll do it for you. Because since her friend has no incentive or fear of rejection towards me, they usually have the most confidence to go up and approach. Now, in terms of—
all right, so he's saying that if a girl gets her friends, you know, to approach, then that means that that's high interest. Again, no, it's not, because you still haven't let the woman know. Okay, check this out. Let's say you at the bar, you chilling, right? You're hanging out. The girl's checking you out. She gets her friends to approach you. The friend come up, says, hey, my girlfriend think you cute. She want, you know, she think you hot, whatever the fuck it is, right? Cool. You go over to the friend. You start talking to her. You say, yo, let's go to the bathroom and get it cracking, right? Because you trying to fuck her in the bathroom. And then she's like, I'm not that type of girl. She looks at you and she give you one of these.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
That's what she said to you. So what difference did it make, or what was the point of her friends coming over telling you that she think you cute, and then when you tell her to come to the bathroom to suck this dick, she looking at you like this.
Get out of here, you damn nigga!
Right? So what the fuck is the point? That's why I keep trying to tell you, it don't matter unless the girl is actually following your lead. But let's continue.
So social media, if a girl DM'd you.
Wait, hold on. Let me comment with Vapor say, he said, good looks don't equal sexual attraction. Yes, but sexual attraction can't exist without good looks. No, it's not. Yo, you guys are fucking hilarious. You are hilarious. No, you do not need to be good looking in order for a woman to find you sexually appealing. You understand what I'm saying? See, you guys got to understand that a woman can think you're good looking and not think you're sexually appealing. You understand? See, a woman can see a dude who's gay, and you have a lot of gay dudes who will dress themselves up nice, get a nice haircut, look all sharp and shit. And she's like, oh, he's a good looking guy. But then when he start talking and interacting with her and he sounded like this, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
So he sounded like that and he got a broken wrist. She's not thinking he's sexy because of the way he's acting and how he's coming off. And even a straight dude that she finds good looking doesn't necessarily mean that she wants to fuck him. Now, on the flip side, a woman could see a guy and be like, he's average looking or even below average looking, but he looks like he can fuck. So because he looks like he can fuck, and let's say he has a tight mouthpiece, that woman would actually want to have sex with that guy. This is what you guys got to understand. You feel what I'm saying? So let's continue. Let's keep it going.
That's clearly a sign of high interest. That is the highest sign of high interest. Just like how a girl messages you first on a dating app. If a girl goes out her way to DM you on Instagram, that's definitely a clear sign of high interest. Also within social media.
No, that is not a clear sign of high interest. A woman DMing you. Listen, a woman DMing you is, again, if a woman DMs you, that means she's doing something, taking action without you giving instruction. Anytime a woman takes action without you giving instruction, it means nothing. Because again, let's say she's DMing you, but she's DMing you because your Instagram is you on yachts and you have fancy cars and you got pictures of you doing all this extravagant shit because you're trying to flex. And she's like, oh, this guy look like he got money. I could get him to pay my bills. I get him to trick off on me. So does that mean that she has high interest? No. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand that. You said the difference is that one girl could say no, but unlike the average looking dude or ugly dude, he doesn't have to play the numbers game as much as others. What? So you're saying unlike the average looking dude or ugly dude. So you're saying that if a guy looks better or if a guy looks good, he doesn't have to play the numbers game? I gotta hit you with the button again. Like I said, no matter who you are and how you look, you're going to have to play the numbers game, period. Period. Because check this out. You could have a guy who a woman thinks is really good looking, and then the average looking guy. And the average looking guy could be more her type than the really good looking guy. So let's say, for example, you have a, average looking white dude, right? And then you have a really good looking black guy. But the girl is not into black guys, she's into white guys. So the fact that he's white overrides the fact that the black guy is better looking. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue. Let's continue.
Media, if she follows and likes your pics, it has to be both guys. If she follows you and likes multiple of your pics, that is a sign of high interest. Perceives you as A+ and has the highest initial attraction. The next sign is that if she makes herself available really, really fast. So high interest girls, it's not a maybe, it's not I'll let you know, it's not like I'll check my schedule. It's I'm literally free tonight. I'm free tomorrow. So now what he's saying right here is true if
you're the one who initiates the meetup. So if you match with a girl or you get the girl's number, whatever the fuck it is, and you say to her, hey, listen, let's meet up tonight. And she's like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Or you text her and she texts you right back about getting together. That is a sign that she has high interest, right? Doesn't necessarily mean that she actually has a high interest. It's just a sign. Why? Because remember, high interest equals consistent cooperation. So she's cooperating now by responding to you and trying to set something up, but she has to still show consistent cooperation. But her responding is a sign. So you see what I'm saying? So if you're the one who's giving her the instruction, then yes, we can make that happen. But let's continue.
A girl who I've been seeing nearly 3 years at this point in time, I matched with her on a dating app and I set up the date literally the next day and she was available. Like high interest women really make themselves available really, really fast. Doesn't matter what they have got going on. They have an open schedule for you. Now,
and see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. See, he said a girl that he's been seeing for about 3 years now. So I guess this is his main chick or whatever. He said he hit her up and set something up and she was down and made it happen. So what does that mean? That means that he is the one who set it up. He's the one who gave her instruction and she followed him, right? So you can't count it as high interest until you tell her to do something and then she does it, right? So all the other things that he's talking about, a girl looking at you at the club and dancing up, trying to dance next to you, or the girl approaching you, or the girl just DMing you, that's not signs of high interest. This is the only sign right here he's talking about as far as he's telling the girl, let's meet up to do this. She's responsive. She makes it happen. You feel what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Last one I got, and like I said, I'm trying to do every single context. So we did in real life, we did dating apps, but also sexually. Sexually, there are signs that show that a girl is high interest within you. And that one sign is if she gives you a blowjob fast, or if she gives you a blowjob fast, especially with nothing else in return, right? You guys have probably been with girls who didn't go down on you, or who maybe went down on you really fast. And those are the girls who have the highest interest in you. If they do it fast, they're willing to do more too. Like these girls are so attracted to you and have so high interest that they'll lick your feet, they'll suck your toes. Probably not the.
All right, so let me hit him with that real quick. Again, context, people, context. A woman just sucking your dick and, doing it quickly and making it happen, again, does not necessarily mean she has high interest. Why? Because she could be sucking your dick, hooking up with you, having sex with you, doing all these other things in order to try to get you hooked so that she can finesse you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you, right, tell her to suck your dick, you understand what I'm saying? And she does it, then that is more likely that she has high interest. Why? Because she's following your instruction. You understand what I'm saying? But if a chick is just doing it just based on her trying to make it happen, that could be that she actually has high sexual desire for you. I'm not saying that it's not. What I'm saying is you have to look at all variables. So if you're not setting up the sexual situation, if she hasn't been consistently cooperating with you, right, it's more than likely that she may not necessarily have high interest because she's just doing this on her own. If what she's doing is not set up by you and her not following your instruction, it doesn't necessarily mean she has high interest. You see what I'm saying? So understand, a woman could be sucking your dick, and then what's going to happen is you're going to be like, oh my God, this chick, she's really feeling me. Oh my God, that was the best head I ever got. And now you're all falling in love with this chick, right? And what she's going to do is she's going to come through and suck your dick again and make it the best thing ever, right? And then you're going to want to see her again. And you know what she's going to say to you? She'll be like, hey, I really want to see you, but I'm kind of stressed out right now because, I don't have enough to pay my rent. I was wondering, you know what? I shouldn't ask you, but, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for asking you this. You know, I'm really having a hard time this month, and I'm really stressed out. I really want to see you. You know, I have like half my rent. I need another $100. Can you see what I'm saying? So she's setting you up for you to, you understand what I'm saying? To give her some paper. My nigga K Zagging in the building. What up? What's going on, fam?
Hey, I'm sent the five to Miles and shit.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Bro, I just caught when old boy said if a woman sucks your dick really quick.
Right.
Fam, I've been in a living room with 4 niggas with a chick sucking all us off, and she wouldn't let nobody fuck.
Right. Mm-hmm.
She fucked everybody off. She went around in a circle, but she wouldn't let nobody fuck. Right. Mm-hmm. That's one. Two. I remember I was going to a club and we were in line to go to we were in the front. Mm-hmm. So a chick didn't want to get in a long line, so she walked up front and she walked in front of one of the guys that was in front of me. Mm-hmm. She put her hands down his pants and grabbed his dick.
Right.
And he let her cut in line. Right. Mm-hmm. So when they got into the club, he was trying to follow around her all night.
Right.
She didn't want to fuck him. She just did that to get into the club and skip a place in line.
Exactly.
So a lot of guys that aren't really experienced with women, they see shit that looks like something.
Right.
But if you really pay attention to what's going on, it's fool's gold. It's not what you think. Mm-hmm. Right? It's kind of like, I think you had some shows. Mm-hmm. It's either the Real Gay No Theory joint or one of your shows where a guy called in and he fucked the chick the same night.
Right.
But in the chick spent the night. Mm. The dude tried to kick her out, but the chick wouldn't leave. She said, I'm home and they ain't got a place to go. Mm-hmm. So that means she initiated contact with you because she was fucking for a roof over her head. She was fucking for shelter.
Exactly.
So she wasn't fucking you necessarily because she was sexually attracted to you. She just saw somebody she knew wanted to fuck her. And she said, you know what? I'll get this nigga some pussy because I need a place to stay because my boyfriend kicked me out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the guy, he thinks he's doing something, but you're so dumb that you don't see what's really going on because you're too motivated by pussy.
Right.
Just like a guy, he thinks, oh, just because a chick grabbed my dick, she want to fuck. No, nigga, that's not necessarily always true. Mm-hmm. Now, to your point, L, it could be a precursor for something, but until you give her instructions, if a woman grabs your dick and you say, take it out and suck it right now.
Right.
If she says, no, I just wanted to touch it, then she's not really interested in you like that.
Right. Exactly. That's a fact.
So I just want to hit you with that, but I'm going to let you get back to it, fam.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call, fam. Right, shout out to K Zagging in the building. Yes, sir. So let me answer Victor real quick. So Victor says, are you saying someone like Chris Hemsworth would have to play the numbers game as much as an ugly dude? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay, check this out. Chris Hemsworth is a white dude. I'm just going surface level. Chris Hemsworth is a white guy. What if he approaches 10 women who don't like white guys? You understand what I'm saying? So what difference does it make that he looks that way if he's approaching women who are not interested in him on the strength that he's white? You understand? And again, that's just a simple example. Now, think about all the other complexities of what women are interested in, sexually attracted to, and are looking for in interacting with a man, and he may not be that guy to those women. You understand? Think about all the women who actually think he's attractive, but they are intimidated by him, and the last guy that they fucked with, who looked similar to him, broke their heart. And that's why they're giving him a hard time. You understand what I'm saying? Think about all the women who are like, oh, well, yeah, he's cute, or I find him appealing, but he just wants to fuck. And I don't really just want to fuck. I'm tired of just fucking all these guys. I want something more, right? What's going to happen? She's going to reject him, or she's going to give him a fucking hard time. This is what you guys don't understand when it comes to the game. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I swear, y'all think it's, again, y'all, because you guys are surface level and you don't put yourself out there and you're not actually dealing with women in real life, you guys don't understand these things. You understand? But let's continue this shit real quick. Let's keep it going.
The first few times, but like if you know them for like at least 3 to 6 months, they'll probably be willing to do stuff like that. And these girls always like will go down on you fast with no sort of expectation for you to go down on them back. They just really want to please you. That's how interested and high their attraction is for you. So those were the signs of high interest. Up next, we got medium interest. And this is where most guys actually deal with in terms of attraction levels. So a medium interest girl is somebody who thinks you're cute, but they subconsciously feel like they can do better. So their attraction isn't the highest. They're not that engaged, but they're willing to maybe go out on a date with you, right? It's not that they find you unattractive, but they don't see you like the best they can get. So a medium.
And see, he's absolutely right with that. So when a woman has medium interest, right? That means that she's not highly sexually attracted to you, and you are not the guy that she sees as the top guy. And because she doesn't see you as the top guy, guess what you're going to experience? You're going to experience consistent resistance. You understand what I'm saying? Consistent resistance. So what happens is that you guys might think that just because the girl agrees to go on a date with you, right, that she's interested. You're like, oh, well, she must have high interest. She agreed to go on a date with me, right? But then what happens is that you didn't realize when you were setting up the date, you told her, let's go get drinks. She says, I don't drink. I'd rather get dinner instead. And then you said, cool, I'll get dinner with you. So now she's meeting up with you for dinner. But remember, she resisted your offer for drinks. You see what I'm saying? So the resistance already happened. You just weren't paying attention. And what's going to happen is more resistance is on the way. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Interest girl, through time spent with her, through comfort building, she actually could rise into a high interest woman. And I've seen a lot of relationships in cases like this where the guy kind of won the girl over who was kind of medium interest, but the more time he spent with her, the more he got her invested, she slowly turned into a high interest girl. All
right, so now I want to speak about that real quick, right? So a lot of guys think that they can turn a woman who has medium interest into a woman who has high interest in them. Now, that is possible, but it's going to take a while for that to happen, meaning in some cases, years. You understand what I'm saying? So don't think that you're going to meet a woman on Tuesday who has medium interest in you, and by next week, she's going to have high interest in you. Or don't think that you're going to talk to a girl at a bar at 8:30, and by the time you finish talking to her at like 9 o'clock, she has high interest in you. That's not how it works. So what happens is that when a woman has medium interest in you, in most cases, if she decides to get with you because you wore her down and you chased her, she still has medium interest in you. But she's just deciding to deal with you under the premise of medium interest. Now, what happens is that over a long period of time, the reason why her interest can go from medium to high is because either you changed or she changed, right? So you changed, let's say, for example, you've become more confident. Let's say let's say before you were out of shape, you got in better shape. Let's say, you started being more consistent with certain other things or whatever it is that made you more attractive. So essentially, you've become a different person. You understand? So what a lot of you guys have to understand is that when a woman meets you and she has an interest level in you, a lot of times what will happen is it will stay that way unless there's a significant change. And a lot of times a significant change is going to happen over time, meaning it's not going to happen overnight. You see what I'm saying? So you change or she might change. So let's say, for example, she has medium interest in you, right? And you don't change. But she changes. What does her changing looks like? Let's say she's dating you, but she's dating a bunch of other dudes who just fucks her and leaves. The next guy fucks her and leaves. But you're not going to fuck her and leave, right? You're more consistent. This is the girl of your dreams and all that other stupid shit. You're willing to be with her. So now she realizes, damn, all these other guys are just going to fuck me and leave except for you, right? So now she says, you know what? I realize that you love me and you care about me. So now her interest in you is higher because her mentality and her perspective changed. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what happens. You see what I mean? But let's continue.
where she's fully interested in pursuing him. But at the same time, medium interest can be volatile in terms of going to low interest because they like you, but they're not fully sure where they stand with you, right? So if you do.
Hold on. So Victor said, didn't you say that you can not be a woman's type, but you can still get her? So what does it matter if Chris Hemsworth is white? Yeah, he can still get the girl. She's just going to have medium interest in him. Do you see what I'm saying? So Victor, you can still get a girl if you're not her type. You're just going to have to deal with the fact that she has medium interest in you. And what does medium interest give you? Consistent resistance. So that means that you can get with this girl, you can have sex with this girl, you can still interact with this girl, but what's going to happen is that your relationship is going to be filled with resistance, which means it's going to be a headache dealing with that woman. Why? Because she has medium interest in you. You see what I'm saying? So let's say you marry this type of girl who has medium interest in you. What that means is you're going to be in a marriage where she's going to be like, oh, honey, tonight I'm just not in the mood. I'm not in the mood tonight. Can we do it tomorrow or later? And later never comes. You end up in a sexless marriage. And you're like, yo, what the fuck? And that's because you were chasing a woman who has medium interest in you. But let's continue.
Do anything that sort of turns them off or even gives them the ick, as they like to say, that can immediately go to low interest. Whereas if a girl is high interested in you, especially initially, you can do all the icks in the world as long as you're not literally retarded, then she's gonna still find you attractive. Whereas a medium interest girl, like you rub your belly the wrong way, you stand stretched the wrong way, like she's not gonna see you again. Now, to me, a medium interest girl is basically low interest. I can't really see the two differences.
Now, there definitely is a difference between medium interest and low interest. We're gonna get to that soon too, but look at this again. Medium interest, consistent resistance. Low interest, consistent non-sexual attention. See, the difference between the medium interest and the low interest is that a woman who has medium interest in you will still have sex with you. A woman who has low interest will never have sex with you. You understand? Never, unless there's a significant change, which means you're a totally different motherfucker. But a woman who has low interest will never have sex with you. You see what I'm saying? So the difference between medium interest and low interest is sex. You understand what I'm saying? But we'll talk about that more. Let's go.
In my personal dating strategy, if I'm getting any sort of these signs that I'm going to talk about, I immediately perceive that as low interest because once again, I personally only deal with high interest women. So the first sign that she's medium interest is eye contact. Eye contact whenever you're out, looking at you. Yes, this could be a sign of high interest, but in my experience, for the majority of cases, I find this to be sort of medium interest woman. There's been plenty of times where a girl was looking, I maybe approached her or whatever, and it still led nowhere, right? Either they were baiting me for validation, they weren't really that interested. They find me cute enough or attractive enough to like look at, but they didn't want anything from that point. So that's why I really don't take eye contact that seriously. Unless
so he said he thinks eye contact is medium interest because there were women that looked at him and then we approached, they were not interested. No, medium interest is when a woman is resisting you. So the thing is that the woman could have just checked him out, but was just not interested at all. You feel what I'm saying? But what happens is that the way to find out if a woman has medium interest is that when you give her instruction, she gives you resistance. You understand what I'm saying? You said, then why do you tell guys to work on their game if a woman who doesn't see you as her physical type anyways would still give you a hard time? Victor, that's why you play the numbers game, Victor, so that you find the women who are highly interested in you. You understand what I'm saying? It's really that simple, Victor. It's like y'all just want to make this shit more complicated than it needs to be. You understand? But let's continue.
Consistent, prolonged eye contact. Like, it has to be like blaring, obvious eye contact. Like the girl who made the vicinity approach in the high interest one that I just talked about. This girl, for example, was making blaring eye contact with me, like dancing, staring at me. In that case, sure, it's high interest. But if it's like quick glances or like just kind of looking at you, just normal eye contact while you're out at the gym, I would definitely signify this as medium interest, not fully high interest. Up next is a dating app match. A lot of guys think dating app matches equates to actually like a high interest woman. Matches mean literally nothing, guys. A girl can swipe on you and think you're cute, but not fully be interested in you.
That is true. So there's a lot of guys who think if they get a match that means that, oh my God, this girl is interested in me. But that usually happens for guys who don't get a lot of matches. So if they do get a match, they're like excited, especially if it's a girl that they think is really attractive and it happens. They think that, you understand what I'm saying, that the woman is interested. But I would even go even further, to go off of his point where he said if a girl, because he said earlier, if a girl messages you first, that means high interest. I would also say that specifically also isn't high interest. That could also be medium interest if she's not responding to what you say. See, again, you have to give her instruction and she has to show, is she going to cooperate or resist? If she cooperates, sign of high interest. If she resists, sign of medium interest. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue.
That's why I put that next layer into she has to actually message you first to be high interest, because a match means nothing. I have matched with thousands of women at this point in time, like literally thousands. Have I slept with thousands of girls? No. Have I met up with thousands of girls? No. That's because, conversations that lead nowhere, they end up flaking, whatever it may be. Dating app matches usually mean medium interest because they were interested enough to swipe on you. They didn't find you overly repulsive, but at the same time, they actually had no intentions of meeting up with you.
Shout out to Justin. He said if it was guaranteed, guys wouldn't reply. Women would just swipe on more men. It's like window shopping. Shout out to Justin.
They don't like you enough in a lot of cases to actually spend time with you. And alongside with that, if we take the in real life version of that, I would say a phone number. Like getting a girl's phone number and she agrees to give it to you could be a sign of medium or even low interest in some cases, also high interest too. But for the most part, I would say medium interest because she gave you her phone number because she's probably interested. But at the same time, I find phone numbers just like dating app matches to where for the most part, it's not going to lead anywhere unless she was obviously.
And see, this is why high interest or understand if a woman has high interest needs to be consistent cooperation. Because if you tell a girl, hey, give me your number, right? And she gives you the number, cool. Now, let's say you text her, right? If she responds to your text, cool. If you tell her to come through to meet you, she comes to meet you, cool. So now she's been showing consistent cooperation. But if you get a girl's number and you text her and you say, hey, let's get together Friday, are you free? And she just leaves you on red, right? Or she says, oh, well, I don't really want to drink. I want to go to dinner. That's resistance. So you already know from that point that it's medium interest.
High interested from the initial get-go, and that really depends on how the interaction started. The next sign is that if she likes your pics on IG or likes your story. So liking is just a passive way to show some interest, but it's not the fullest way to show interest because trust me, girls who are actually high interest, once again, they will follow and like your pictures. A girl like mass liking your pictures or maybe liking your story.
See, the thing with Austin, what he's saying is that he keeps saying, he's like, if a girl is making more moves, that means she's high interest. If she's not, then that means she has medium interest. So he's looking at things on a surface level because in his mind, her being interested is the more that she's chasing him, right? But the problem is that he's not giving instruction. So you can't tell a woman's interest until you give her instruction, period. You understand? Instruction has to be given in order to say, this is girl have high interest, medium interest, or low interest. You can't tell unless there's instruction given, but let's continue.
Or here and there. It's just a subtle way to show like, hey, I think you're cute. I think you're attractive, but I don't think you're attractive enough for me to go out my way and actually send you a message. So take liking pictures with a grain of salt. Like I said, most guys deal with medium interest girls anyway, so you can pursue that if you want to. Just don't expect for her to be super high interest. The next sign is one-word text or vague responses, but she keeps texting you. You guys have probably dealt with a situation. Maybe you got a dating app match, or you got a girl's phone number, or maybe you're sending her a message on Instagram, whatever it may be, where she'll kind of be very hard to speak to. The investment's kind of low. She may be giving vague responses towards your plans to meet up. I'll let you know. Let me check my schedule. Maybe like these girls.
And that's true. If you're talking to a woman and you're trying to set something up and she's like, oh, I don't know, maybe, I got to get to know all of that other shit. That's medium interest. That's resistance.
You understand what I'm saying? Because when you're trying to set something up, she should be about meeting you when you say, or trying to cooperate with you to find a time for it to go down. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Have some sort of interest, but you're not a big enough priority for them to drop everything for you and for you to meet them as soon as possible. Also, girls who have medium interest tend to keep the conversation going, even though it seems like they're not really that interested in talking with
Exactly. So April says she keeps texting you when she's bored. She wants attention. Exactly.
you. For example, girls who don't ask questions back. So you ask, oh, where you're from? And they'll just tell you where they're from, but they won't say, what about you? Or how about you?
Well, see, and this is the thing. Sometimes what happens too is this, right? Because what he's saying now is he said you text a girl, you say where you're from, and she'll just tell you, oh, I'm from New York or whatever it is. But then she doesn't say, well, where are you from? And how about you? And all this other stuff, right? What happens is that sometimes a woman might have high interest in you, and then the way that you interact with her or talk to her can make her interest become lower, right? So meaning that you're asking her these questions, and now she may think, oh, this guy, he's like boring like all these other guys. So now her interest starts to become medium, and then that's going to cause resistance. You see what I'm saying? So the funny part is this. If a woman has medium interest in you, and you're like, man, I wish she would have high interest, that will take a long time for that to happen if it ever does, right? If a woman has high interest in you, right, it's easy for her interest to dissipate quickly. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's easy for it to dissipate, hard for it to increase. You understand? But let's continue.
You know, girls who are high interest always ask questions back. Girls who are sort of medium interest will engage in conversation with you, but they won't be that super engaging in conversation in terms of asking questions back and give you a lot of investment and room to work with. The next sign is that if she goes out on a first date, but doesn't follow up after, or she never initiates contact, but she always makes herself available. You know, you'll get her to go out on a date with you. She agreed, she shows up, but afterwards, even though the date went really well, you might've been getting good energy back, she doesn't follow up after the date. And I'm talking in terms of like, hey, I had a great time, we should do this again. Every single high interest, like genuinely high interest girl I've ever met has followed up after the date. Every single one, without fail, guys, without fail. If they don't, like I said, a sign of medium.
So the thing is, just because a woman follows up after a date doesn't necessarily mean she has high interest. And it could actually mean still that she has medium interest, even if she's following up after a date. Because remember, let's say a girl is planning to, finesse you, right? She'll text you and say, hey, I had a really great time. Would love to see you again, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, she'd love to see you again so she could set you up so that she could get that paper off you. You feel what I'm saying? So just because a woman is responding after the date doesn't necessarily mean she has high interest. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Interest to where you're good enough to go out on a date with, but you're not good enough to keep pursuing or to like showcase interest to maybe, see you again or have another date. They're expecting.
Let me get this call real quick. So 513, what's poppin'? Who this?
It's YND. I just sent in another 5, bro.
YND in the motherfucking building. What's going on?
I just wanted to comment on his thing right here because, see, that and you've been saying it, man. That's what happens when you don't give women instruction,
right?
Because you can actually go out with a woman who is high interest, and y'all can fuck the first night, right? And normally I always tell a woman when they get home, let me know, right? And the girl will do that. Say, hey, I got home or whatever, and she won't follow up after that to set another date. Right. I've had that happen, and I never asked why, but down the line, once I do, and they would say something to the effect of like, you wasn't texting me, so I didn't want to bother you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like sometimes a woman is thinking like, I don't want to mess this up, so he told me to text him this time. I'm gonna text him, and I ain't gonna say nothing until he hit me up.
Exactly.
I actually learned to like. That because I'm like, okay, I ain't got to hear nothing from her until I hit her up. I like that. You know what I mean?
No, that's an excellent point you made, because a lot of guys think Again, because remember, he's waiting for the woman to show or take action just on her own. And what a lot of you guys don't understand is that sometimes a woman is like, well, you know, I really like him and I don't want to bother him. And I'm scared that, and what if I text him and he doesn't return my call or return my text? Right. I'm going to feel some type of way. So I'll wait for him to do it. And a lot of you guys don't understand that sometimes a woman is waiting for you to do the thing because she feels like she doesn't want you. She doesn't want to put herself out there to get rejected. And a lot of times she may think she's going to get rejected because she thinks you're out of her league. You see what I'm saying? That's what happens.
And see what he's doing. And I can be honest and say I used to do it. I mean, a lot of guys do. This is what happens. And I'm going to say this a little deeper. This is what happens when you focus on the other, right? This is when, like you say, not doing shit on your terms. Why do you care type of stuff. This is when you're trying to get into the woman's mind and you're thinking about her showing you something instead of just thinking about what the fuck you want. And that's really it. Because he's waiting for the girl to show him to do this or signs for this instead of thinking, okay, I'm going to take the initiative and lead this how I want. And that's what happens when you do that. You end up, you know, a girl that, and you know, I hate that shit, bro, because this is where niggas would discard a woman who don't deserve to be discarded because of something like, oh, she's not hitting me up asking me to see her. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then you'll get rid of that girl and she'll be sitting around like, what the fuck? I did everything. But then some bitch who know how to manipulate a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Because she been taught how to do that. He'll be like, oh, I found the one. Right. And she won't even cooperate, but a nigga put her on a pedestal. That's that bullshit. That's the shit I hate.
You spitting real shit. That's what I'm saying. That's some real fucking shit right there. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, see, guys don't know how savvy women are when they're ready to finesse a motherfucker. And so a lot of guys who don't really have game, or they start to, for example, looks max and start looking better and they're getting attention from women, they're putting things in the woman's hands to show or prove like, well, if she was really feeling me, she texts me or she'll call me or she'll chase me. And so if she's not doing that, he thinks that means she's not interested. Why? Because he's created a situation. And again, I'm not talking about this with just Austin. I'm just talking about in general, guys who focus just on looks. If you focus just on looks, you create a thought in your mind that women who like me are going to give me attention off rip without me having to do anything because they're attracted to how I look. So if she's not doing anything on her own to give me attention, then that must mean she's not interested in me. You see what I'm saying? They don't understand the dynamics of a woman may be interested in you, but her fear of getting rejected by you has her waiting on you for you to make the move. Right. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's about.
And that's why when I first came on YouTube, bro, the first shit I said was niggas be more feminine than the bitches. Tell me that don't sound like a woman's mentality.
Exactly.
Oh, if he don't see me, this is what the niggas thinking. If she don't see me as a bad bitch, then I'm not gonna do nothing.
Right.
That's what
exactly. That's a fact.
It's crazy, man.
That's a fact. Real talk. That's real shit, bro. It's real fucking shit, man. Well, I appreciate the call, fam. All right. So
you to kind of pursue them a lot more. Whereas high interest women, they have no problem pursuing you whatsoever. And once again, making themselves available really fast. Guys, I had a situation like this a few years ago. This girl was a baddie, like super amazing body. She's the type of girl where people will break their necks looking at her. Like she's that type of girl. But the thing I hated about her is that she literally never initiated contact. And I saw this girl probably for like 6-7 months. Never sent a good morning, never sent a, hey, how are you, ever. But anytime I reached out to her, she was willing to make herself available. And then also alongside with that, she would take a long time to reply. Like in some cases, she took like a day or two to reply, but would still meet up with me and have sex with me and like go out on dates with me. Like it was a weird dynamic.
So that situation is definitely medium interest. So he said he would text her and she would take a day or two to reply. So a lot of times if you text a girl and she takes like 2 days to reply, that means she's trying to find something better to do and she couldn't, and you're the last resort. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what that's about. But let's continue.
dynamic, and throughout time it definitely started turning me off. The only reason I kept going on with it so long is because she was that attractive enough to do so. But these girls, I feel,
see, this is the messed up part. So, and again, I'm not faulting him for this because most guys do this, when they don't have a game. So he basically said, I kept dealing with her because she was that attractive. You understand what I'm saying? And so guys will know, or they will sense, or sometimes they don't realize that the woman has medium interest in him. And because she's so hot, he's willing to still fuck with her and continue to go down that path. You see what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit that'll go down. So you gotta be careful that you're not out here simping. But let's continue.
Are either, once again, very structured and organized, but even after a point of like 3-4 months, and you can't even send a hey text, a good morning, how are you, or what are your plans this weekend? And I always have to reach out and pursue it.
And now this wouldn't actually be it wouldn't be an issue if she wasn't taking 2 days to get back to him. So like, let's say this is the same scenario. Let's say the same scenario. Exactly. So what does that say about how little you value yourself as a fact? But let's say the same scenario, he was hitting her up, and every time he hit her up, she would hit him back, within 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. And they would get together, they would hook up. And then he was always hitting her up to make it happen. That's fine. But the fact that she was taking 2 days to get back to him, and then he still fucked with her on the premise of, well, she's hot, that's called simping. You see what I'm saying? That's what that is. But let's continue.
It does get annoying after a while. And I do believe that after sex has happened, women should do majority of the pursuing. You should meet them in the middle sometimes, but if you're still pursuing a woman heavily and you've already had sex with her like 3-4 times and she never reaches out, but she still makes herself available, sign of medium interest.
Well, again, it depends, because if you and fucking a chick and she's waiting for you to give, because like, for example, let's say she knows that you're a busy motherfucker, you just hitting her up to come through to get this dick, right? She may think, if I hit him up, or if I'm giving him that type of energy, he may get turned off, and I don't want to fuck up this situation. So I'll wait for him to hit me up, and then I'll come when he says come through, right? But if you're hitting her up and she's taking days to hit you back, then that's an issue. You understand what I'm saying? You got to understand it, but let's continue.
Ain't fully really into you, but she's just into you enough to actually meet up with you and hang out. But the other guy who she's actually high interest for, she's sexing him first. The next on the medium interest is non-conformity. That means that she's willing to go out on a date with you, but she might want to change the time. She might want to change the location. Girls like this don't really fall into your frame. And a rule that I have for myself is that initially the woman has to completely fall within my frame. And that goes with setting up date logistics. So if she's offering like, hey, I'll meet up with you, but I would prefer 5 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. Not because of any genuine reason, because she has to go to work, just because I want to change it. Or you suggest to go to this bar, but she says, no, let's meet at this bar that's closer to me so that I don't have to drive for 20 minutes. Girls who basically are willing to meet with you, but still don't really conform fully to your frame and to your plans, tend to be signs of medium interest.
Exactly. And this is what I'm saying. Everything he's saying right now is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to consistent resistance. Because you telling her meet me here, and she's like, no, I'd rather do this, resistance. So the resistance is already starting. This is why you guys have to pay attention to the resistance. See, a lot of the pickup artist guys would say, oh, well, she's just giving you a shit test, and they'll be on that stupid shit. But understand that that's resistance. But let's continue.
They're not fully all the way there with you 100%, but they're also not super low interest to where they're repulsed and disgusted by you, because clearly they're still willing to meet up with you. It's just based upon their rules. And girls who are really high interest fully fall within your frame immediately. Doesn't matter if they have to drive 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Doesn't matter if they don't drink alcohol. They'll still go to a bar. They'll still get water. Doesn't matter. In some cases, even if they have to work early the next day, they'll still meet up with you at 8:30, 9 p.m. and enjoy their time with you. Whereas a medium interest girl is like, they're a little bit more structured. Now, the last sign, and once again, this has to do more with sexual, is starfish sex, where a girl with medium interest will actually have sex with you, believe it or not. Like medium interest girl, if you build up enough comfort and escalation, and in a lot of cases, these girls will still fuck you, but don't expect to be getting like a blowjob the first few times. Don't expect to be having like crazy, wild, hot and heavy sex. It's going to be pretty starfish, right? You'll get some mission.
That's a fact. Chicks will give you the starfish sex if they have medium interest in you. But let's take a call. 816 was popping. Who this?
What's going on? This is A. Rich from Missouri.
What's up? What's going on?
Nothing much. Just had a quick question.
All right, what's up?
So now, you know, I know we talking about medium interest, low interest, high interest. Now, if a woman right off the bat, if she wants to pursue you to be a boyfriend, would you say that's a medium interest every time?
You said if a woman you saying if a woman wants you to be her boyfriend?
Yeah, if that's because you were saying, you know, when women give choosing signals, they have a different reason. Sometimes a reason might be, oh, this guy looks like my next boyfriend. Would you say that that's medium interest every time?
No. What I'm saying is medium interest is if she's thinking that, right? And she approaches you. Let's say she just approaches you, or she's giving you a choosing signal and you approach her, right? And you say to her, hey, let's go back to my house and hook up, right? And she resists you. Why? Because she's seeing you as boyfriend material. That means she has medium interest in you, which is why she's resisting you, because her agenda clashes with your agenda. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because in order for her to have high interest in you, when you came over to talk to her, you would have to have been interacting with her in a way where she still believes that you would be her boyfriend. Does that make sense?
My bad. I didn't even catch what you just said. I'm sorry.
Right. So what I'm saying is, if in her mind, she's like, oh, this guy, I would love for him to be my boyfriend. He looks like my type and blah, blah, blah. So when you come over and talk to her, the only way it's going to be high interest is if you are interacting with her in a way that makes her think you can actually be her boyfriend. But if you're coming over trying to fuck her and just trying to be on some fuck buddy shit, or just trying to, you know, one night stand her, then she's going to resist, because what you want to do doesn't match up with what she wants to do. Do you see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that you can't tell if a woman has high interest or medium interest or low interest until you tell her what you want to do. Do you see what I'm saying? So her having high interest in you or medium interest or low interest doesn't come into play until you let her know what you want.
Okay. Would you mind if I give a scenario?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. In the past, I had a situation where it was a female. We was kicking it. Now, this was before I had even watched any of your stuff, so I didn't. I was just, you know, out there doing whatever for real. So we had went out a few times. We had went out on a couple of dates. Or we went on a couple of dates, and then she would come over to my house and we would hang out. I didn't even try to smash. I wasn't even trying to smash her at this time. So we had probably met up 3 or 4. I don't know, I would say on the 3rd meeting. I think that's when I started to actually try to have fuck her or whatever. Now, whenever I tried to fuck her, she was like, you know, can we wait? You know, I don't really want to do it right now. Is that okay? Would you be willing to wait for me? And so I was like, yeah. I mean, I was like, yeah, that's cool. I ain't tripping. And then so eventually, you know, I waited for her to come on to me. She came on. So one day she came on to me and we ended up fucking.
Right.
Now our relationship. So we ended up getting into a relationship and everything, and the relationship went well. So what would you say the verdict is on that as far as how that went? Because she didn't go with my agenda, but it still ended up being a good relationship.
Yeah, that's medium interest.
Okay, so I just had a medium interest girlfriend, pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is she resisted you when you wanted to fuck her. She said, "Let's wait." Right? That's resistance.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And so what happens is this is exactly what. So let me ask you, how long were you in a relationship with this woman?
Well, we were together for a year and 8 months.
Right. And so what happened? So why'd y'all break up?
Well, we broke up because I was real young at the time, so I wanted to date around.
So you broke up with her. You said, hey, I don't want to do this no more. I want to fuck with other women.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what happens is that if you were to, for example, get into a marriage with this woman, let's say I got married, right? There's a high likelihood that you would have either been in a sexless marriage or a marriage where you weren't having as much sex as you want. And so the reason why those things occur is because when women meet men that they have medium interest in, right? They do things like, let's wait to have sex. And then the let's wait to have sex is directly correlated with her not having a high sexual interest in you. So if you end up marrying a woman like that, then it's more likely that you're actually going to be in a marriage where she's not going to want to fuck you as much as you want the sex. Because when you first wanted it the first time, what did she say? Let's wait. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is she's already starting off the situation where she's showing you she doesn't have high sexual interest. So that's going to carry over into the long-term situation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. I definitely feel you. I definitely feel you. But in this particular scenario, whenever we did begin to have sex, she was wanting it more than me.
Mm-hmm.
In this particular scenario, would you say that's just a rare, like more of a, like just a outlier situation?
You saying that she wanted it more than you when in the relationship?
Yeah. She was definitely, she wanted to have sex more than I wanted to have once we started doing it.
Yeah, because she probably liked the sex. But what I'm saying is that the initial pushback, right, is the thing that is the medium interest. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. And so what I'm saying is that if she had high interest, she would have had sex when you wanted to have sex with her because she would already been ready to have sex. Do you see what I'm saying? So what happens is this: she had higher interest in you being her boyfriend than actually having sex with you. So meaning that she had more interest in you being her man than having sex with you at that moment. So her interest in you is medium because remember, when we talk about the interest levels, we're talking about sexual interest. Do you see what I'm saying? And so her interest in you sexually was not high when y'all first met, because if it was, y'all would have had sex. Her interest in having you as a boyfriend was higher than her interest in having sex with you. Doesn't mean she didn't want it. It doesn't mean she didn't want to have sex with you. What I'm saying is she said, well, you know what? If I have sex with him now, he may leave me and never be my boyfriend. So I want him as my boyfriend. So I'm going to push the sex away. Let's wait. And then maybe if we continue to see each other and he's showing interest on a consistent basis, then he'll be my boyfriend and then we could have sex later. So what I'm saying is she had a choice between having sex with you or being in a relationship with you. And most women know if they have sex with a guy, there's a good chance you're not going to wife her up. You understand what I'm saying? So she said, you know what? I'm not going to chance that. I'm going to wait and then hopefully he'll wife me up. But the fact that she could wait means that her interest wasn't high sexually, which is why she was able to wait. You see what I'm saying?
So you would pretty much, would your advice be that anytime that's the situation where she's putting that boyfriend situation in the forefront over the sex, you should just pretty much let her go?
Well, that's only if I would say in most cases, yes. Because if you want a girlfriend, you still want a girlfriend who has high sexual interest in you. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So whether you just want to fuck or you want a girlfriend, you still want a woman who has high sexual interest in you. Because if you get a girlfriend who doesn't have high sexual interest in you, then you're potentially in a situation where that woman, right, could be in a relationship with you and you're going to have a sexless relationship, or you're going to have a relationship where it's like pulling teeth to get sex from your girl. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can understand that.
Right. So that's how that goes. You see what I mean?
Okay. That's smooth. Okay. I appreciate that.
All right, brother. All right, man. Appreciate the call, fam.
All right.
So let's go back to this joints real quick. We got a few more left in here. So let's go.
She might rub your back during it, but it's nothing crazy. She ain't doing a lot of foreplay because she's not attracted enough to you or interested enough into you to actually please you and fully submit to you, even sexually. Though she will have sex with you, it won't be all that special or all that great. Once again, this is why I just have to deal with high interest girls, man, because just even the sexual experience from a high interest woman is totally different. So if you're enjoying this information and you're ready to take your dating game to the next level, let's work together one-on-one. My Digital Romeo coaching program is where I help guys fully master online dating by refining their online image and crafting the perfect profiles. But not only that, I'll teach you advanced texting techniques and even optimize your Instagram to attract women effortlessly. So you're going to get help not only in the things that we covered in this video, but also I'm going to give you personalized feedback tailored to your unique situation. So if you're tired of guessing what works and you're ready to expedite your dating results, click the link down below to apply. Now, let's get back to the content. So we've broken down high and now medium interest girls. Up next, we have to do low interest. So low interest is maybe if you're the last guy on earth, she'll go out on a date with you. Maybe if you're the last guy on earth, she'll decide to have missionary sex with you so that the human population can live on. Or even maybe if you're the last guy on earth, she won't do any of that. Here's the thing about low interest is that it's still interest. It's just very low. So there's low interest and then there's just not interested, right? Not interested is more so like if you're the last guy on earth, she wouldn't even sleep with you. Also in terms of low interest, you might be the guy that she circles back to when she's older, when she has kids, when she's fucked the alpha or the guy she actually high interested in and they broke up. In her later years in life, she'll circle back to the guys who she had low interest in because of her different priorities.
So this is the thing. Again, the problem is that what he's not getting is that low interest. I'm going to show you guys again real quick. Low interest means consistent non-sexual attention, right? So that means that when a woman has low interest in you, she's not going to have sex with you, period. Period. So when a woman has low interest in you, this is the woman who only wants to deal with you non-sexually. So if there's sex involved, it's either medium or high interest. If a woman has low interest, there's no sex. There's no sex. She just wants your attention. She wants to talk to you on the phone. She wants to hang out with you. She wants to, you're in the friend zone, shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that he's kind of confusing medium interest with low interest. And that's why I said it's a difference. He said she's going to double back after the guys that, she wants she'll fuck with you. No, she's not going to fuck with you like that. As long as you are the friend zone guy, you're the guy she has low interest in. And a matter of fact, a lot of times women who have low interest in you will let it be known from the rip that she just wants to be friends with you. So for example, you try to talk to a girl or whatever, and she'll say some shit like, I'm actually not really looking for a relationship right now, but we could be friends though, right? You could be in a situation where, you know a girl at your school or at your job or whatever, and you try to holler at her and she says, I really don't look at you like that. I kind of look at you like a brother. We could be friends though, right? That's a low interest woman. She wants nothing to do with you sexually. You might as well be her gay best friend. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
The first sign of low interest is that if she agrees to go out on a date with you, but only under certain criteria. So unlike the medium interest girl where she might have some non-conformity, this girl, I'm not going out on a date with you unless we go to dinner. I'm not going out on a date with you unless we go on a massive experience, unless you take me on a boat.
That's still medium interest. In most cases, women who have low interest in you are not going to deal with you under the premise of a date. You understand? Like I said, she's going to make it clear that you guys are just friends. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not even going to be, so a woman who has low interest in you is not going to put it under the premise of a date, right? Unless, and this is the exception, unless she's one of these type of chicks who are just really, really kind of like, manipulative and want to string you along to get a lot of shit out of you, right? But for the most part, women who have low interest in you off rip, right?
they're going to let you know once you have shown, either they're going to let you know off rip just on their own, or they're going to let you know based on you trying to make it something more than just, a friendly thing. But hold on, who's this? 718, what's poppin'? Who this?
Hey, it's Moses. I just now sent it to Miles.
Yes, sir. What's going on, fam?
Yes.
So what's good? What's
Sorry,
good?
I have one quick question, and my question is, like in the situation, I was dealing with a chick who, flaked on me once, and I was done. And then what happened was she hit me up, and she saw me walking, because usually when I walk and I go to work, I happen to see her. So what happened was, I'm not to say I'm worrying about her, because my mind is like, okay, she flaked. I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to talk to her, right? But she approached me and said, "Hey, how I'm doing?" I said, "I'm fine." But I'm telling her like, excuse me. Long story short, she like, she wanted to talk to me. I'm like, no, I don't want to talk. She said, "Why?" I said, "You flaked on me on the date. Like, well, why would I want to talk?" She said, "Oh, sorry, she had an emergency." Which that he told me that emergency bullshit. You understand? And then she said, "Oh, can I plan another date?" Where I said no. She said, "Please," but I said, "Okay, if I plan another date, you're gonna have to make it up." She said, "Okay." And what happened was she flaked on me again on another date. So I was like, "Okay, we're done." I blocked her. And then what happened was she saw me on the train, right? Because again, as I'm going to work, she happens to see me, right? So she said, "Oh, Moses, can I talk to you?" I said, "No, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. You're wasting my time." So what would you do in this situation? Because she wanted to talk to me throughout the whole transportation ride, knowing that she's not interested, knowing that she doesn't respect my time. So what would you do in that situation?
Well, listen, put your headphones in, bro, and just ignore her. You feel what I'm saying? Or walk away. You understand? That's it.
Yeah, I stay far away from this chick. You understand? That's the crazy part. And I told her, "Listen, you're not allowed to speak to me ever again." She like, "Why?" I said, "You wasting my time."
But see, Moses, the problem is you keep talking to her. See,
I told her.
But listen, you talking to her to tell her she can't speak to you again, is you talking to her. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is stop giving her any attention, walk away, and keep it moving. If you see her in the street, just walk away, don't say nothing. You understand? If she says hi to you, you just keep it pushing. That's it.
All right. So that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say.
All right, bro. All
right, Locario. This is funny, but this is just a question so I can learn.
All right, man.
All right, take care.
I appreciate it. All right. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. All right, so we're about to wrap this video up. It's almost done. Let's keep it going.
Unless there's some massive party that you're hosting. Like, these girls have such strict rules in terms of meeting you that it has to be something worthwhile to spend their time with, because they genuinely don't want to just spend time with you. The experience or the thing that you're providing for them has to be greater than, their time spent. And that's exactly why guys who lead with money and experiences.
Hold on. Let's go to 402. 402 is popping. Who this?
What's good, Locario? This Prodigy.
Prodigy, what's going on, fam? Did you donate?
Yeah, I sent 5 to Miles.
All right, that's what's up. What's going on?
What's up? So I have a question. I don't really know what you've been talking about so far as like medium and the high interest or whatever. I ain't really been keeping over the stream. I just seen you stream. I just wanted to ask a question since I seen that was the topic.
Yeah.
So can you raise interest from like medium to high, or does that interest stay at medium? You feel me?
Yeah,
I just want to know that.
Yeah, you can raise it, but it takes a long time. Like, it takes years.
It takes years to go from medium to high.
Yes. So let's say I'll flip it on the other side to just make it simple, right? Let's say just for sake of argument, right? You see a chick like Lizzo, right?
little, like let's say even not even big as little, but like she's overweight, right? But she got a cute face. And she's like, true prodigy, I like you. Let's hang out and blah, blah, blah. And you're kind of like, I ain't really feeling her like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she cool, but I ain't really feeling her. So now let's say she hit the gym. You feel what I'm saying? She start losing weight. She start dressing better. She getting into shape. She just looking. Now she went from, in your eyes, a 5 to like a 8.5, right? But it took her like a year and a half to get there. So now your interest went from low or medium to high, right? That's what I'm talking about. So interest can be raised, but what happens is a lot of times it takes time for that to happen because you damn near got to be a whole nother fucking person in order for that woman to now see you differently. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I just wanted to know because I don't know what you was talking about, in the video or like the previous call. I don't know what was being discussed. I just wanted to know, like, was we on the same page? Right. I 100% agree with that. Like, interest, it do take a while to go from medium to interest because I've been with chicks, they seen me as low interest and then it went to medium interest, then it went to high interest, but it took a whole year and a half, because I was overweight and, I ain't like, I just wasn't the best version of myself, so I definitely can agree with you on that one. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, because that's basically what it is. A lot of guys see what happens is the reason why guys think, oh, I can, this girl's not really that, she's really not feeling me, but I could make her chase me and love me and all that other stuff. Because a lot of pickup artists got y'all confused thinking that you can turn a woman who doesn't really have interest in you to be like all in love with you and shit. And this is all that happens. If you meet a woman and she has medium interest in you and she decides to still fuck with you, she's deciding to still fuck with you, but she still has medium interest in you. So for example, if you're talking to a woman at a bar and she gives you a shit test equals medium interest. So you can still quote unquote pass her shit test, as the pickup artists say, and you can still talk to her for like another hour or so within that night. And let's say you talk to her and all of a sudden she's like, you know what? You say, Leah, let me get your number. She says, you know what? Fuck it. And she gives you the number. And then let's say you hit her up the next day and you smash. That woman does not have high interest in you. She still has medium interest in you. You just wore her down by continuing to talk to her and deal with her. And then she decided to give you some pussy. You see what I'm saying? That's what, and so if you were to continue dealing with that woman, right, she'll still give you more resistance. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I am a PUA, but I have my own brand of being a PUA. Like, I'm not doing what those guys are doing. I'm not trying to flip medium interest to high interest. You know what I mean? Like, if I approach a woman, she's not showing me that initial interest, like right out the gate, then obviously I'm on my way. I'm not in the business of like raising a woman's interest, and I'm trying to take long term. I'm trying to take serious as far as being in a long term relationship. So I definitely can agree with you on that one. The dude that debated on that, he was definitely on some BS with that one. So yeah.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate the call, fam. All right, man. Yes, sir.
Yep, for sure.
All right, peace. All right, so let me go back to this real quick. We almost done with this, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Tend to only get low interest women, though they might be still sleeping with them, is still not to the degree of somebody she would generally have high attraction and interest for. So that's why I don't recommend leading with your money. That's why I don't recommend leading with crazy experiences or even food, because you're looked and viewed as a meal ticket or just a party guy, a guy to have fun with, to where there's maybe slight interest, but at the same time, there's still no interest there that is genuine. The next sign is if you met her through a social circle. So social circle is how a lot of people have met for decades at this point in time. Only more recently has dating apps, social media, cold approach, and other means of meeting women have become really popular. But the thing about social circle is that if you meet a woman through there, so for example, your friend has a girlfriend and her girlfriend brings her friends, and and you're in an environment to where they're forced to be friendly with you, that doesn't always mean that they're attracted to you. In a lot of cases, it's just forced friendliness.
So he's basically saying if you're in a social circle situation, it doesn't necessarily mean the woman's feeling you. She could just be there being friendly with you. And again, if she's being friendly with you and that's the only type of attention she's giving you, then that is low interest, because she's interested in being your friend and having you know, interact with her and getting the attention, but she's not interested in you sexually. But let's continue.
Even if you're showing romantic interest to her, she might be friendly back, but only because you're within the same social circle with her and the interest isn't medium, it isn't high, it's just being friendly. And this is where a lot of guys actually get friend zoned. This is also where they'll perceive her friendliness as attraction. And then when they try to go further, they get rejected, or once again, they get friend zoned. So just because a woman is in your social circle and you're engaging with her at an event doesn't always mean that there's interest there. In most cases, it's actually low interest unless she's giving obvious blaring signs of medium or high interest.
Exactly. And that's the thing. A lot of pickup artists, they'll tell you, hey guys, you should be friends with girls and have a social circle and all. And it's like, that doesn't mean anything if you don't know how to flirt, build sexual tension, and recognize if a woman is interested in you sexually or not. You see what I'm saying? So you're not going to know this stuff. All right. Let's go to 337. 337. What's popping? Who this?
Hello, it's Victor.
Victor, what's going on, fam? What's popping with your man?
How you doing?
Chilling. What's going on? Did you donate?
I didn't donate, but
you didn't donate?
No, yeah. I just donated. Oh,
you didn't? Like, you did not?
No,
I
donated.
There's somebody else there.
Hello?
Okay, so Victor, this is what you got to do. You got to donate and then call right back, all right?
Hello, Locario.
Yes, sir. You got to donate and then call right back, all right?
It's the homeless dude.
Okay, so go on the street, tell somebody to give you $5, and then call right back, or wait till somebody donates for you and you can call back, all right?
All
right, peace. All right, so who's this? 202?
Yeah.
All right, what's popping with you, man? Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
hold on.
I just donated on your PayPal.
Okay, I appreciate it. Hold on, give me 1 second because I just ordered some food and my food is here. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play this real quick. I'm gonna go get my food. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Step up your game and go to shoplocario.com. That is the place where you can get my books, audio, and video programs in one place. All you got to do is type in shoplocario.com and step up your game today. Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. All right, I'm back. So, caller, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Right. What's going on?
34 Silver Spring, Maryland. I donated to your PayPal.
Appreciate it.
Man, I need to order something to eat too, man. But
what's going on?
Yeah, no. I sent you 10, but not really a story. More of a testimonial because I asked you a question the other day about. I was the guy that asked about like 10-minute dates. I've been on a few of those, but just through the process of seeing you guys doing your thing. I got on Miles's membership about a month and a half ago, so that's been good. And just kind of like learn the whole game concept. It's really been a humbling experience. How many women don't just straight up fuck with you? Like I know before I would go on dates with the mindset of trying to earn their interest, and it's been like a flip, just getting to a point where I'm like, yo, like just putting myself in a position to really assess whether or not when I'm flirting with the response is like when I'm trying to make moves or when I'm trying to but when I'm making moves, when I'm setting up situations and curating an experience, seeing the level of resistance that's there. And it's like, it's been an interesting, but also humbling experience, just realizing a lot of women just are not going to fuck with you off rip in the sense of following your lead.
Well, yeah. Well, the reason why is because there's a lot of women that you encounter who are not for you. So what's going to happen is you're going to have, when we talk about the interest levels of, a woman have high interest, medium interest, and low interest, or even no interest, a woman not interested in you at all. What happens is that you're going to have so many other women. You're going to have so many women who aren't going to have high interest in you, because what happens is that in order for that to happen, right? in order for you, I should say, to find the women who have high interests, right? What happens is that you have to stay grounded in who you are and be able to not fold or bend for the other ones who are going to try to get you to fold and bend, which are the women who have medium or low interest in you, right? And so there's always going to be more of those women. So what happens is that because a lot of guys have a scarcity mindset, what they'll do is they'll say, you know what? This girl, she's so hot. I'm going to just like go and do what she wants, even though I may not necessarily want to do this because I want to get access to her. You see what I'm saying? And then when guys have that sort of mentality or they do that type of shit, then what happens is that within itself will lower your self-esteem, because what you're essentially saying is that, you know, I have to settle for this situation because who I am isn't good enough to get what I want, or I don't believe I can get what I want, which is why I'm settling for this type of situation, even though I know this girl's not really that into me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like I've seen it all, like where the women that, you know, will ask you on the first date, you know, are you talking to other women? You let them know and they're like, oh, I don't want to be competition, or the ones who are trying to extract that boyfriend or non-sexual attention from you, either before you meet them or after. But it's just amazing how now I'm able to recognize them trying to push their agenda, you know, when I already have what I'm trying to do, and them giving me resistance so I can just end the situation quicker, versus what I would have done before is just invest more and more time, energy, you know, and effort, just because maybe at face value they look good, you know?
Right, exactly. Because the thing is, see, the tighter your game is, the more women you have to charge. You see what I'm saying? That's what a lot of guys don't even get. A lot of guys think, oh, well, I want to learn, you know, this game stuff so that I can get a bunch of women, or I can, you know, this and that. And it's like, bro, that's not what it's about. So I say the game isn't about women, because the thing is, you're going to attract women when you have game, but part of understanding the game is understanding yourself. So you understand which women you shouldn't be fucking with and understand the women you should be. You see what I'm saying? And what's going to happen is that there's going to be a lot more women you're not going to fuck with. You see what I'm saying? The more grounded you are in who you are. You understand? See, see, this is what happens. The more you love yourself, right? What's going to happen is that's the more women you're going to have to get rid of. Because what happens is the more you love yourself, what you're essentially saying is I'm only really fucking with the women who are reflecting me. The women who reflect you are the women who what? Have high interest, because their high interest is a reflection of the high interest you have in yourself. You see what I'm saying? So the more the more confident you are about yourself, the more that you love yourself, it's harder for you to deal with women who don't have high interest in you, because what happens is that their reaction and how they're coming at you is in direct conflict with how you view yourself and how you see yourself. You see what I'm saying? So then you're like, well, I'm not gonna fuck with this girl if she's not on my page, if she's not going with my program, if she's not up to my standard. Because then what it is that it's an insult to yourself to deal with this woman who is showing you resistance. Because the thing is, you don't resist yourself, you're fully about yourself. So if you don't resist yourself, why would you deal with a woman who's resisting you? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. You see what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, you know, exactly what you're saying. Like the other Saturday, I had like 5 dates and I ended up having to charge all 5. But that's something I would have not done before, you know? So it's like you're really just learning new things, you know, and learning the game and listening to you all and just really implementing and finding when you take out the ego and really just like, for me, everything you say, I just listen to and execute on. And it's just noticing such like depth, you know, to the entire experience and situation.
Right. Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I fucks with it, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate the call, man. All right.
Sure. Enjoy that meal, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. All right. So we got 513.
It's Y&D again.
Y&D with the game. Y&D with the game. All the game. What's going on? What's popping with you, man?
I just got a question for you. Just want to get your perspective on this. So do you think would you say that it's easier to get a fuck buddy situation than it is a girlfriend? And the reason I say that is, for me, it seemed like it's a lot easy. It's real easy, right, to get a chick to get that, you know, with the way I move compared to the long term shit. And if I had to say why I think it is, it just seemed like the more you add to the dynamic, right, the more likely you'd be like, oh yeah, she ain't doing this or this shit. You know what I'm saying? Whereas it's a lot more simple in that, like, I just need you to show up on time, this and that, and we fuck it, and that's it. So it's like easy to get that popping like all the time. But then I'd be like, dang, like, okay, seem like it's gonna take longer. Like, to me, that's just what life is showing me, which I'm cool with. But what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, the thing is, see, it depends on the context too. So what'll happen is, right, it's gonna be easier for you to hook up with girls and fuck chicks the more sexually attractive you are. And in turn, that's going to make it more difficult in a lot of cases for you to get into a relationship. You understand? And the reason why is because when women meet you, like, see, when women meet a man, she's like, okay, he's either this guy or that guy. And who this guy is the sexually attractive alpha male type of guy that could get a bunch of women and so forth and so on. Then this is the other guy over here who's not that. He's like the more, you know, dependable, consistent, guy who will sort of worship her and put her on a pedestal. You see what I'm saying? So the type of guy women want is they want a combination of both those guys. That'll make the perfect motherfucker for a relationship, right? But the key is this, though, is that the reason why it's difficult for you to get into a relationship and make it a longer term thing, if she perceives you as the guy or knows that you're the guy that can get a lot of women, is because what happens is that, one, it's going to be harder for her to beat out all those other women if it's going to be a monogamous situation. And two, she may be a little too insecure to deal with the fact that, damn, you know, other women might want him and he might want to still fuck other women while he's with me and so forth and so on, right? So the safer bet is the other guy who will sort of worship her because that's his best option is her. You see what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have a bunch of women that, you see what I mean? So for him, it's going to be easy to get in a relationship versus a guy like you, right? Now, the thing is, though, is that if you're the type of guy who is sexually attractive and you're able to, you know what I'm saying, like, get girls easily on a hooking up type of thing, right? And also, right, you are consistent and you got shit going on and you're able to, like, you know, make things happen. What'll happen is you can get a girlfriend, but it still will be even a little bit difficult because now what happens is that the woman needs to be able to be consistent with you, understanding all those other things. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. So it's, you know, it's kind of like it's easy for an average guy to get into a relationship versus a guy who's more sexually appealing. Sexually appealing guys, is harder for them to get into relationships. One, because if we're talking about monogamy, you're basically telling a guy who can consistently get sex to only fuck this one woman, which sounds ridiculous to a guy who can.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? And the women understand this, but then the average guy, he can't get no pussy like that anyway. So he's like, shit, you know, I want her, and she's like, okay, I feel safe with him because most likely he doesn't get a lot of pussy, so he's gonna make me feel good by worshiping me, but at the same time, because she's running the show, there's part of her that's not satisfied. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the trade-off. So it's either she gonna be with the guy she has to share and do that, or she's gonna be with the guy that she can keep all to herself, but she's not really that sexually attracted to him. Now, if she can get both in one, then that's amazing. But usually that doesn't happen. Usually she'll get with a guy and he'll cheat on her, or she'll get with a guy who's gonna up front and let her know that there's gonna be other women. You see what I'm saying? So that's really her choices. Yeah. You see what I mean?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think too, like you was talking about on like the personal side, it's like, because when the game get deep, like the knowledge itself, I've realized put it like this, a lot of women, they can be good for the fuck buddy, right? But just like at work, you know, some people could be good on the assembly line, but not everybody's a good director or manager or supervisor. It kind of turned into that for me, where it's like, okay, she cool right here, but to really be going out with her or to take it here, I'm cool.
Right.
And it's only because it's like the more you get in tune with yourself, I mean, you really become picky. Like it just turned into this thing. Like it gets, and that in itself make it harder. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's just. I know I get what I want when it comes, you know, so that's why I be focused on other shit. But yeah, I just wanted to see what you thought there. I figured that's the case though. It's like it's so easy to fuck on the front end, but then it'd be like the more you add to the dynamic, or if you try to progress it, you know what I'm saying, putting it through the vetting process, like all the holes be falling off.
Exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you. Niggas don't understand. Niggas don't understand. That's why I can always tell the level where a guy is at based on, you know, what he's talking about and what he desires in the situation or how he's coming at the situation. So if I'm talking to a guy and he's like, yo, I met this girl, we've been dating for 2 months and I'm trying to make her wifey, I'm like, this nigga, he's cooked. He's done. Right, yeah, he's done. He's one of these average motherfuckers that just like wanna grab onto the chick. You feel what I'm saying? Because the thing is this, a woman is supposed to prove to you why she's worth you putting her in that position. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But the average guy, he wants pussy so bad and he wants a long-term situation so bad that he's willing to do whatever to be with that chick. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's the differences with it. You see what I mean? So of course, for him, it's going to be easier for him to get in a relationship because for the woman, that's easier for her to be in a relationship with him, and he's pushing for it anyway. You see what I'm saying? So it's already gonna be easy for his ass. He's not trying to be a player. He's like, oh, if I could find me this chick and I'm attracted to her and I want her to be my girl, like he's already on that sort of like level. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Like I just had to let a chick go, and I'm about to donate another 10. I see April put donate 10 per story, but yeah, I'm gonna donate another 10. But this chick I had to let go. I had her for almost a year, and she knew, you know, what it was, but the dynamic was basically, you know, I was, you know, over time you introduce them to more of your life. You know what I'm saying? And when she got to a certain position to where she got to see how I really move or how I talk about women or how I do things, she got real insecure. Now she knew I was fucking with other chicks and she knew it was going to always be an open scenario. You know what I'm saying? She knew it, but it was more about like the witnessing for her. She couldn't handle it. So now I got like one main one. And with her, I really like her because I talk, you know, we was out the other day and we seen some girl with a big ass and she brought it up. Like, damn, you see her big ass? You know what I'm saying? Like we could talk like that. I could say what I want. Right. She know I be having chicks over here. Like it's more like, you know what I'm saying? And all you need is one really. So, you know, I'm seeing where this going.
A chick like that would be way better for a long-term situation. You see what I'm saying? A chick that understands what it is and is down.
Because I can be myself, man. That's the main thing.
Exactly. Like, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's what it is. I'm telling you, this is the thing. You got to understand something. See, just like how most guys, you know, can't handle getting a really hot chick or a baddie or the woman that they think are 10s, and, you know, it's hard for them to make that happen. It's hard for women to get a guy who is the equivalent on that side, meaning a guy who's on point, who's the top guy. Exactly. Because in order for her to be with the top guy, she got to be confident enough to deal with that shit. You see what I'm saying?
She got to have game.
Exactly.
She got to have, women have to have game.
That's a fact.
Too. Yeah, that's a fact. They got to be authentic.
Right. That's a fact. Real shit, man. Real shit. Yes, sir.
One more question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I sent the money too. Yes, I got you.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I see guys in the chat. They talking about Austin, right? And I want to know your thoughts on this too, on like a deeper level. Guys in the chat, they saying, "Oh, Austin stole from you or whoever," right? What's your thoughts on that concept of stealing? Because I feel like stealing can only occur, you know, or from that frame of mind when you kind of operating out the ego. Like for me personally, I quote you guys sometimes, like you, Miles. I even said something that Steve's ass said the other day. And the first thing I said was, hey, shout out to Steve the Dean. Because in my mind, on like that level, I don't have any desire as an individual to take from what y'all saying, like as individuals. Right. But I also know on like the grand scheme, it's like really once you got game, the source of the knowledge is really the same, if you get what I'm saying. So like, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So the thing is this, my thing is the reason why you got to give credit to the person where you get information from is because the information that the person gets and how they put it together and how they present it, right? What happens is that they had to go through something, or they had to go through an experience in order to be able to bring that to light, in order to be able to give that to the person, right? So now what happens is that when a person is taking it as their own, right, then what happens is that you disregard the actual work that had to be done to get the information. You see what I'm saying? And then also because it's not yours, then what happens is that you don't fully understand the information that you're taking. You see what I mean? So this is why, right? So this is why it's a thing where, you know, if I'm hearing somebody talk about something, I'll say, hey, you know, shout out to this person. They said this, and this is what I think about that. Right. Yeah. Because what I'm saying, I could actually be misinterpreting what they mean or what they're talking about. You see what I'm saying? And then so what happens is that when you go to the source can give you the understanding that I probably couldn't give you because I didn't come up with it. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is the thing. Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Right. And this is the thing. What I'm saying is not something I created. What I'm saying is something that I observed and was able to put it in a certain way for it to be understandable to others. So I didn't create a woman having high interest or low interest or medium interest. But what I'm saying is that I created the concept of explaining it that way. Do you see what I'm saying? Right. So the thing is that if you're right, go ahead. No. So what I'm saying is that if you're saying it a certain way, where the person is explaining it that way and they're talking about it that way, right? Then what happens is that you have to give credit to the person that you heard it from or got it from. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes, what they do is that they come up with they'll say things as if it's theirs, and so the person watching them believe that they're the one who came up with it. And then so what you're doing is that you're telling the person who's watching the audience that, hey, my level of understanding is this, and I'm telling you this thing. But then what happens is that if that person wants some information about that thing, you're going to give them probably the wrong information because you didn't actually come up with that understanding yourself. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. And that's why I said it's really coming. Only dudes that would do that is operating out of the ego. Because if you had game, you would be cool with acknowledging that a person's individuality when they put it or package it in a certain way. Like, I got certain phrases and things that I say that I've heard some smaller time dating coaches that I know have watched me. They say it like that. And I'm like, yo, you just said exactly what I say.
Exactly
like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I know I didn't come up with the whole concept, but my individuality of how I packaged it is what kind of rubbed me the wrong way when I hear that. That's why I try to always tell, like, hey, if I say something that I can't think of no other way to say, I say it just like Miles. I be like, yo, shout out to Miles. Like, I like his little thing. You say, like, before you could see yourself in a woman, you got to see yourself in a woman. I always say shout out to Miles.
Right.
Miles
And the reason why I say this too is because, see, like, I'll give you a perfect example. So there was this one night that I went out with this one girl, and like, we were talking, and this was a girl that I was seeing for a while or whatever, and she said some shit that kind of, like, you know, like, pissed me off or whatever. I was kind of tight about what she was saying and how she was coming at me. So then I kind of, like, I had charged it to the game, but I was really like, I was tight. You understand what I'm saying? And then what happened was, after I left her, I had another date like an hour after that. So I went to the other date, and then the other date, the chick came at me mad disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? Like, super disrespectful. So I'm coming off this first situation still already kind of tight. Then I go into another situation where a chick came off real disrespectful, right? And so it was like the night was just kind of like negative energy and vibes, right? And so, but what happened is that, you know, and that's just one situation, right? So I've had other situations that you could say is similar to that. And then I have other situations that is way better than that. And it's awesome. But I bring that up to say this, because I had to go through those situations, there's certain things that I learned that I teach
but I had to go through those situations and deal with that energy. Whereas somebody else who hasn't had to go through those situations is going to be like, oh, well, I heard Locario say this, so I'm just going to take what he's saying and say it. But they didn't have to take the negative energy I had to go through to be able to get the information to say it. Does that make sense? So what happens is it's disrespectful to take somebody's experience and speak it as it's your own, or take somebody's, a way of explaining something or coming to the conclusion and take it as your own, because you didn't have to go through what they had to go through in order to get the information. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And
that's the
why it's an
definition of
issue.
lying. Like, they're not being real.
Right, exactly. And that's the issue, because a lot of times people just like, oh, well, I'm just gonna say this and act like I'm the one who did it, but you don't have the situation. You were never in the situation and had the thing happen to you to be able to go through the things in order for you to come to that conclusion. You see what I'm saying? And that's part of what's very important about the game. What happens is that the when your game gets tight, it's because a lot of times of you going through experiences that give you realizations. So even when I'm telling you guys stuff, a lot of stuff that I'm telling you guys is really a lot of times not going to hit you until you experience it. Because then what happens is you experience it, you be like, oh, that's what he was, just like the caller that he called before. He said, yo, I'm starting to see it and recognize exactly what you were saying. And so what happens is he had to go through it for it to connect and hit. So right now I'm just giving you guys the information, and then you sort of like take it and say, okay, cool. I put it in my back pocket. I understand that. And then you go through it in an experience like, oh shit, this is exactly what he was talking about. You see what I'm saying? And so the problem is when you have guys who just sort of like take shit and don't know what the fuck they're talking about, what happens is that they distort the message because they don't know what they're saying. And then the people who are listening to them, they get a distorted message. So when they go through something or make something happen, what happens is that they're not even fully able to understand it because they're confused. You see what I'm saying? Because,
like the niggas who talk about sleeping with girls on the first night or the second, but then in the same video, they talk about how doing that leaves you empty, or they judging a woman's body count.
Right, exactly. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. And that's how we, we say your language exposes you. That's how we know. Yeah. You can't in one breath say, oh, well, I'm out here fucking all these girls and I'm trying to do all this and do that. And then all of a sudden, these women with high body counts are fuck. It's like, bro, you're not about that life. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So,
they don't get it. That literally, when I hear people talk like that, I know they not doing shit. Right. They just watching podcasts or watching somebody. I know for a fact. Because you can't have one without the other. And you ain't going to be that sexually attractive to women if in your mind there's an energy there that is bad for her to even fuck you. Like, you can't. It don't work like
that. That's what I'm saying. You see what I mean? That's a fact.
Yeah.
Real shit.
You got to be like a true... you gotta be a true player, basically. Like you can't think nothing wrong with it, or you're gonna hesitate in some form or fashion. Exactly. You'll act funny. You'll act weird.
Exactly. Nah, that's real shit. That's real shit. That's real fucking
shit. All right,
shit.
man. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Real,
yes,
real
sir.
Talk.
All right, brother. I'm gonna holler at you, man. All right. So we're gonna take this last call, 239, and we're gonna wrap this up. 239, what's popping? Who this?
Yo, this Caleb from Boca 20. I donated to Miles $5.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. What's going on?
Hey, man, I just got a quick little question, right? So I'm trying to go out tonight, right? What would you recommend I do, since I looked up Valentine's Day events in my city, like stuff like that was all 21 plus, all the singles events. It was crazy.
You say you say you 20?
Yeah, I'm 20 and all the events.
Oh, you can't even get into the spots. God damn.
Hell no.
Shit, you're a youngin'. Well, listen, man, you might just have to just be out in these, in the areas and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go to the areas where the things are popping off, right? You can, catch people on the way out or on the way in. You know what I'm saying? So that's the best you can do. You just got to go to a heavy populated area that got something going on, and then just see what's going on, just in that area. So let's say you go in the area, a place that like a restaurant, you go over there, get something to eat real quick, and just chill in that
area and then start hollering at people in those situations. You see what I'm saying?
That's game. I think I'm gonna donate another $5 because I got a question based on that.
All right, go ahead. Ask the question, and then we got to wrap it up.
Yeah. So if I'm around that area, let's say like the spot I'm going is like, because I know the spot area, right? I would be driving there, so it'd be like 30 minutes away. Let's say I make something pop off, right? Like I build the tension with the chick, and she's down. Would 30 minutes be too long to 30 minutes? Like a 30-minute drive be too long to like get it popping?
No, if she's highly sexually attracted to you and she wants to make it happen, then not. You just be like, listen, come back to my spot. You should get in the car. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's not too long. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bet, man. That's it. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. All right, man. I'm out at you. Peace.
I'm in that $5. Appreciate
it. April's like, that's too long. You want to have sex in the car? He's like, she gonna be like, yo, Jim, like my pussy's drying up. This is taking too long to get back to your crib. Crazy, man. Crazy. All right, so I'm gonna quit the Skype. I'm gonna answer these questions and we're gonna wrap it up. Oh shit, you say you calling up? I just got the phone lines off. Hold on, let me put the phone lines back on if you're calling up. Hold on. All right, April, call up. I'll put the phone lines back on real quick. Call up. Call up. Oh, man. That's crazy. Listen, I remember when I used to live in Williamsburg, I took a chick on the train. I ain't even get in the car. I said, we taking the train. You know what I'm saying? Hey, is this April?
Yes.
Oh, snap. What's going on?
Okay. First of all, you should know better. He lives in South Florida. 30 minutes in South Florida? No, that's like long enough for that girl to have like buyer's remorse.
But that's what I'm saying.
I changed my mind by the time she gets to
That's what I'm
place.
saying. But April, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. If she's highly sexually interested, then she's good. But that's what I'm saying. If she has medium interest, then yeah, I agree with you. She's gonna be not with it.
Listen, it also depends on is he taking her or are they driving in separate cars? Because if they're driving in separate cars,
he has to take her. He can't drive her. They can't drive in separate cars.
Yeah, but I think in his mind he's probably thinking it's too like we would drive separately. Like she came in her car, I came in my car, and we're gonna go meet at my house.
Oh no, that ain't happening. Nah, he gotta take her in the car.
And here's the thing about it, like wherever he's going, because he lives in Boca, right? So he's probably either going to Fort Lauderdale or he's going to South Beach.
Right.
Okay. He said no, he's going to be driving. Okay, but if she's from out of town, why can't you just go crash at her hotel and do what you got to do and then leave?
You said if she's from out of town?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if she's from out of town and she's in an actual hotel, then yeah, that makes sense. Right. But if it's like close. Right, but if that's not the case and she like lives there, and she lives in the same city or whatever it is like that, right? He's better off just taking her back to his place, but in his car. You see what I'm saying?
Well, right, but depending. I mean, yes, I know I agree with you on that, but I think if he were going to South Beach and she lives in, Miami Beach, then he'd be better off going to her place rather than having her come all the way up to him and then taking her all the way back down.
Yeah, that's true. But the only part that sometimes is kind of shaky, but it depends. But the only part that's kind of shaky is, I don't like when guys go to the woman's place for the first time. Because
Listen, I have never, ever, ever had sex with a guy for the first time at his place, ever.
Right. But see, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that I would listen, because it's the thing. I've never had an issue going to a woman's place, right? Because but usually that's because I deal with higher quality women.
But what I'm saying is like some of y'all dudes, some of these dudes be dealing with like, they'll deal with like weirdo chicks who got ex-boyfriends who's stalking them. And so, it'd be a situation where he goes to her place and then some pop off. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is with him, since he's in those situations, what would probably be better is he would probably need to find a place in that area that he knows that he can go.
Yep.
That would be the better situation. You see what I'm saying? But so he gonna have to like find a hotel or a place in that area where he now if you want to really be on some shit, I knew guys who would do this. If they were in those situations where their place is far away from the area where it's popping, they would actually get an Airbnb in that area for like the weekend or the week or whatever the fuck they doing, and then meet women and then bring them back to the place near where they're going to be at. You see what I'm saying? That's actually like the better situation, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Yeah, that's definitely King Solar Power said that me and you should do more shows together. I agree. April needs to get on.
You never invite me.
Oh, please stop it. We should do maybe like a Valentine's Day weekend show or something like that. Probably, yeah. We should probably do a show.
Your early Saturday
show. Yeah, we can do that. We'll do that for some Valentine's Day show.
God, I don't know if I can get up and look presentable that early.
We'll figure it out.
I'll be the one in the shade.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it
out. All right. Enjoy your dinner.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
All right. So let me get some of these questions and then we're gonna wrap this shit up. I didn't even expect this show to go this long. God damn. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. So is it too much value placed in a woman messaging a guy first? Because there are plenty of other women who will not message first. Well, again, it doesn't really matter if she messages first because she still has to respond to what you're saying to do. You see what I'm saying? So understand that. See, a lot of guys, they don't get attention from women. So when a woman gives them attention, they're excited. Oh my gosh, she's giving me attention. It doesn't matter if she's giving you attention. Is she following your lead? If she's not, then what difference does it make that she gave you attention in the first place? See what I'm saying? So in your opinion, what does it mean when a person looks like they can fuck? So what'll happen is for example, a woman might have, let's say for example, a woman has sex with a guy and he looked like he was a strong dude, like he had big arms or some shit, like muscles or something like that, right? So she had a good time fucking that guy. So then she meets another guy who reminds her of that guy, right? So she meets another guy who looks similar or gives a similar vibe, and then he looks like he can fuck. Why? Because he reminds her of the other guy that fucked the shit out of her really good. You see what I'm saying? So then she'll want to fuck with him based on that situation. You see what I'm saying? So I know looks and money matter. I know looks and money matter, and then it doesn't matter due to women liking what they like for cooperation. If she's cooperative but elite at concealing it, how would you actually know? What do you mean elite at concealing it? What does that even mean? So you're saying that how would you know if a woman is good at concealing her interests? Is that what you're saying? And if that's what you're saying, what you got to understand is that a woman who's truly interested in you is not going to be able to conceal it. You understand what I'm saying? She's going to show it and it's going to be brought out of her through interacting with you. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's gonna happen. So shouldn't you not care about a woman's interest level and only focus on her doing what you need from her? Well, that's the thing. If her interest level is high, she's gonna do what you need. You know what I'm saying? If it's not, she's not gonna do it. So the interest levels are correlated to her cooperation and is correlated to her actually doing the thing or not doing the thing. Can a woman still try to finesse you even though she is cooperating consistently in the long run? No. That's why you need to, again, this is why I tell you guys, vet a woman for 12 to 18 months. A woman is not going to be able to be consistent and cooperate with you for a whole year. You understand what I'm saying? And just be finessing you. You understand? what's going to happen is that if she was really finessing you, see, when a woman is finessing you, the reason why she's able to do that is because you don't actually have a program or structure. So you don't have anything for her to follow. So it's easy for her to finesse you because everything is on her own agenda. But if you have an agenda, if she has to follow your lead, then what happens is she's only following your lead based on the fact that your lead and what you want to do benefits her. You see what I'm saying? And so the thing is, if she's really feeling you, she's going to do that. If she's not feeling you, she's going to crack under pressure. If a woman locked eyes with you for 5 seconds or longer, can that indicate high interest? No. That may indicate that she thinks you're attractive. You understand? That may indicate she thinks you're cute or whatever, but that doesn't mean she has high interest. Remember, high interest, you only find it out if she's cooperating. And in order for her to cooperate, you have to give her instruction. When did all this game playing start? Why do people have to learn game just to get women? You don't need to learn game to get women. You understand what I'm saying? You can get women and have no game. The problem is that if you have no game, then you're gonna basically be in a situation where the woman is running you. You're gonna have a lot of difficult times and a lot of nonsense going on when you're dealing with women. It says if I have to seduce a woman, does that mean that she has medium interest? Absolutely. So part of seduction, there is some resistance, right? Because what happens is that if there was no resistance, you wouldn't have to seduce. You see what I'm saying? So part of the seduction is you trying to persuade the woman to do a certain thing. She may want to do it, and there's that little block there that's stopping her, but you still have to sort of guide her to do the thing. But the thing is that there is an element of the medium interest in there, because if there wasn't, then you wouldn't have to seduce. She would just be cooperative about that particular specific situation. You see what I'm saying? What are your thoughts on speed dating? Is that simpish? I would say that it's set up in a simpish way, but you can still go there because it helps you with your mouthpiece. You get to meet a lot of different women at one time, and you can actually make shit happen there with certain women. So I would definitely suggest the speed dating stuff. Asked the girl to spend Valentine's Day with. She said yes at first. After clearly stating time and place, and she canceled last and her not rescheduling, is there a point in trying to meet up for another day? No, if she canceled and all that other shit, just keep that shit pushing. Go to the next girl. So why do medium interest girls seek attention, talk to you if she's not keen to meet up with you for a simple coffee or for a drive? I pitched them a time and date, and they are saying, I'll let you know. Well, the thing is, remember, women still want your attention. So what happens is the medium interest chick, she wants your attention. So this is why she's dealing with you, even though she may not necessarily really be interested in you like that. Or she has low interest and she's like, well, this guy's probably going to try to fuck. I'm not really trying to fuck this guy. So I'm just going to keep it pushing and not really, try to make anything happen with this guy. So, well, who's high interest in the first 5 seconds? You can tell through things like body language, facial expression, visible discomfort, etc., and decide from there. No, like I said, a woman has to respond to what you're saying. That is it. You can't tell by her smiling at you, giving you googly eyes. None of that shit matters, because she has to respond to what you want. What you want has to be what she wants. Because again, like I said, a woman can be looking at you, right? And she could be saying, oh, this could be my next sugar daddy because you look like you got a lot of money. You popping bottles in a club. You got all this shit popping. So she's giving you that look because of that. And you're giving her the look because you trying to fuck. You ain't trying to spend no money on this woman. So now you approach her, you talk to her, right? And she's thinking she's going to get money out of you. You thinking you're going to get your dick sucked. You understand? So, what you're going to realize that she's going to resist you when you want to get your dick sucked because she's only trying to get at you to get money. You see what I'm saying? So the resistance means medium interest. So what if your girl of 3 years that provides lots of value starts being more disagreeable and resistant? Do you start to exit, or do you check it and monitor if she changes? Well, yeah, you can check her one time, and then let her know that she can't be doing that bullshit. And if she does the bullshit again, you keep it moving. You charge to the game. So would you recommend average and below guys look for cougars, Valentine's Day events? What does it have to do with the guy thinking he's average or below average? I say, listen, if you're attracted to cougars, then go holler at them. Get yourself a cougar, man. All right. Last few questions, and we're about to head up out of here. What are the ways to raise a medium interest girls to high interest when you first meet them in person? Is it hard because we are not around them physical proximity on a day-to-day basis? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't do it. You can't raise a medium interest woman to a high interest woman when you're first meeting them. If she has medium interest when y'all first meet, then she's going to have medium interest in you for the time being, unless something drastically changes over time. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. So the white girl told me she is intimidated hooking up with a black guy. Is that casual racism? Casual racism? What the fuck is that? Oh man. Or she genuinely or she genuine and scared to take the BBC or not interested. Hold on, I got some exclusive audio of that woman. Hold on, let me find it. This is her right here.
Get out of here, you damn nigga!
That was her right there. You understand what I'm saying? Casual racism. Are medium interest women even worth your time, or are they a waste? They're basically a waste of time, because remember, medium interest is this right here. Consistent resistance. So you can deal with a medium. Guys, remember, a woman have medium interest in you. You can still date her if you want. You can still have sex with her. You can do all these things. She'll still fuck with you if she has medium interest. What I'm telling you is that it's going to be a headache. So yeah, I think it's a waste of fucking time. I think it's better for you to find the women who have high interest in you. You know what I'm saying? So definitely try to do that. But guys, that's pretty much it, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Tune in tomorrow for the Friday show. Me and Miles, we will be up on here on Friday. So make sure you guys tune in for that. You feel what I'm saying? And guys, make sure you guys go to Masculine Identity. Get your soap. You feel what I'm saying? Get the soap. Go to masculineidentity.com. Get the soap. You get 20% off. Put the code in is love. You got until tomorrow. Also, make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com. Right now on the Bad Boy Membership, we got the 7 stages of a long-term relationship. Make sure you guys do that. Make sure you guys get that shit cracking. And yeah, man. That's pretty much it. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And I will holler at y'all later. And remember, guys, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going. I'm out. Step up your game and go to shoplocario.com. That is the place where you can get my books, audio, and video programs in one place. All you got to do is type in shoplocario.com and step up your game today. Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below. Click the link below or go straight to MrLocario.com to get the documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game.
Because Locario, in my opinion, it's the best dating coach on YouTube or whatever the fuck. Everything he says, ambulance. Everything he says, I have nothing against him. I have no contradiction. Everything